Danger. F 15 freaking pulse.
Also, he recharges his Loki clones, so he kills a Loki clone, he recharges.
If he kills a Loki clone, if he kills something that has HP, if he procs Wolverine's passive, he restores health if he would die. That's one.
Oh, let's see here. Yep. Invest.
JK.
It was the last one, because I did the Dobrynia one, and then he must have gotten it after that.
It was after I did that.
Yep. He only did 300 after I left, so.
I didn't feel like changing her name for Dobrania. And she's basically someone's Final Fantasy. Not even a joke. It actually is the case. I mean, sure, the Wyvern writing thing, but no, like the artist has come out and said that it's their Warrior of Flight.
Yes. Yes, except there is like no white-haired ones in Fire Emblem.
And there's some white hair characters.
Yes, but normally the Wyvern Riders are the red-haired ones, by the way.
Well, yeah, because most of the time Wyvern Riders are male. Pegasus
No,
Knights are typically
female. It's mostly females.
Like in the older ones, but like I guess I'm remembering the older versions where they always have like, here's 3 flying units. You don't get any Pegasus Knights or any Wyvern Knights. You get 3 Wyvern Knight females or Pegasus Knight females though. Have fun.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. I am definitely late today. Sorry about that. I'm basically I was late getting off work, and so I just was like, nah, screw it. I'm just gonna like play literally another game of Rivals because like I had enough time for like 2 matches before stream, and I was like, oh well, it's like I only got one in. I was like, I just want to play another one. basically keep the same amount of relaxation time. So we're getting a little bit of a late start here. I apologize for that. The tweet is already live. Do me the favor, go give it some love. And we should be good to go. Already. Again. How's everybody doing? Oh, my bot's not booted up. Excuse me for that. Sorry about this chat. Let me open up both chats just so I can see. Are we gonna run another prediction for tonight? I leave that up to the mods. That is their choice. The mods wish to, they can. If the mods do not wish to, they do not have to. Okay, the bot is logging in. Let me pour myself some drink. Actually don't have that much Sprite left. I have like a lot of soda in the house for whatever reason. I think it piled up when I got sick that one time. And so I've just been trying to like get rid of it. So like Sprite doesn't have caffeine, so I can drink it basically in the evening. So I'm just trying to get rid of it, you know, drinking it on stream. Too late, he already did it. I see. There you go, chat. There is your there is your Gamba. And the bot is live, so now I can see y'all. How's it going, Shadow? Again, I hope everybody had a good day. Again, just a friendly reminder, Banner Review Part 1 is out on YouTube. Do me the favor and go give that some love as well. And we have essentially a Gorgon buff to talk about today, which is an interesting one. Hold on. I didn't do that right. It's rare that you'll see me, like, scuff like that, but, man, sometimes I just do be having to do that. Just don't look at previous results. Did someone say big snake lady? No. Also, again, for anybody wondering on the Twitch side, yes, we have a second channel now where all the live streams are being conducted on YouTube. Keep getting questions about that, so I feel like I will mention this at least once a stream. Maybe twice. Okay. How were the rolls yesterday? Well, they could have been a lot better. That's why we're having round 2 of them. Because quite literally, I did not finish. We did get a little bit of a late start, but yeah, that fourth copy is being a little persnickety, I'd say. Shown some my gameplay, and damn, she's fine. Always has been. But this is like, again, like this is why people wanted her added to like Smash Brothers and stuff. It's, you know, everybody wants to be like super reductive about things and be like, oh, you only want the character because they're hot. And it's like, well, that is definitely part of it. I don't think anyone would deny that. However, it's also just because it's a nostalgia thing and people like the character too. Like, you can look at like, that's why people wanted like Final Fantasy VII to get remade. So it's like, you know, everybody tries to like reduce it to like, oh, you just want it because hot. And I'm like, you know, I'd rather like turn that on its head and be like, is there a problem with that? Like, are you saying we're not allowed to have nice things? We're not allowed to have like pretty women and like, I don't know, like macho dudes in video games anymore? I don't know. $16.80 and not NP5 is rough. Happens. Like I said, it's something I'm used to at this point. So we are gonna do all of my AP on JP because there's really nothing I have to do at the moment. I'm not sure. Actually, do I have a copy of Gorgon on JP? I don't even know. But right now I'm doing storm pods because they had already built up to like 6 of them. It's been rough because I feel like this event has put me behind. numerous times now, but it really hasn't. It's more or less been the case of just JP has thrown out a bunch of different like campaigns and stuff in the middle and overlapping with the event. So that's like causing you to spend time trying to do stuff because they won't necessarily be there after the event is over. So it's kind of a like oof type of deal where you go like, okay, well then I have to do it, which means I can't focus on the event, which means I fall a little bit behind in the event. I'd prefer more Astolfo-like characters myself, but different taste. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I'm gonna say in general, like, it's okay to have like to try and like check the boxes for everybody, but you have to understand it's like you can't please everybody, right? Like, there's always going to be somebody that's gonna be like, they didn't add my favorite. So it is what it is. Like, I'm not opposed to them like adding characters of different like backgrounds and interests and you know, like, you name it, right? But I don't really care. I just want, like, again, for them to stop being like, oh, you can't have this, because that is what it feels like they're doing now. It's almost gone the complete like 180, where it's like before people would be like, no, you can't have like a gay character in a video game. Now it's like, oh, you can't have attractive women in a video game. And you're like, why? like literally nobody is upset when there is an attractive character in a game, no matter who they are. Like, I don't see guys go like, oh my god, how dare you draw that dude or like make that guy have like a six-pack or something like that. Guys don't really complain about that sort of thing. If anything, now the only reason we do complain about it is because there's a double standard where like, oh yeah, it's like we have to uglify all the women in the games, but we have to like sexify all the guys or something like that. And it's like, what the heck? Like you're literally just saying that like, again, it's like we're not allowed to have nice things. It's like just make everyone hot. That's the solution. Literally just make everyone attractive. It's that easy. And to be honest, to a degree, I don't know why you wouldn't. I understand like storytelling and everything. Like, yeah, you want to have like again, like a diverse set of characters. That's fine. But looking at it from a like purely like logical sense, wouldn't you want people in your like story to be more attractive? Because all it's going to do is literally like pull on that whole attraction bias, where people have a tendency to like things more if they are, again, attracted to it or find it like comfortable on the eyes. So it's like, yeah, it would just sell your IP better, like quite literally. So then when you look at this sort of thing and you start thinking about like people actually purposefully making the character less attractive, and in case anyone's wondering, and like because some people I think go like, oh, well, that's not really a thing, Cad, you're just saying this. No, it is a thing. We know this. Like, literally, we have notes from some of the publishers and developers, like, telling their developers, hey, you can't do this. Like, don't make a woman that's so attractive that it somehow makes people uncomfortable. And it's like, no, nobody's actually uncomfortable from it. This is just a line that they're pushing out nowadays. So it's like, yeah, you start to see that stuff and it's like, God, that's just stupid. I don't know why you would do that. Of course that's going to make your game sell worse. Like when you take a character and say, hey, it needs to be uglier, and it's not supposed to be like some sort of like monster or villain or something like that actually you want to be grotesque. Yeah, you're shooting yourself in the foot, as far as I'm concerned. At least you have Asian games to make hot women. Yeah. Then there's Tekken 8 choosing Clyde instead of Tifa for Final Fantasy collab. Listen, like, I think you can take that and you can literally just pull that out, and I can say that has nothing to do with attraction, because literally I saw so many women when 16 came out that were like, oh, Clyde, he's so hot. He's so dark and mysterious and edgy. Oh, I love Clyde. Like, So I'm gonna say, like, to a degree, if anything, all that does is it like somehow increases the odds of like women playing your game at that point. So it's like, I don't even think that's an issue. I think if you want to look at it being Clyde versus Tifa, I think you just have to look at like actual like averages at that point of like how many people would have liked Clyde versus how many people would have liked Tifa. Yeah, Tifa was probably the smarter and more popular choice, right? But it is what it is. I'm gonna say maybe there's like rights issues there, or maybe like, I don't know, like Sony didn't want to let them have it. Maybe Sony wanted to promote their newest game more than like 7 Remake or something. I don't know, right? Attractive characters attract people. What a surprise. Yeah, it's wild, right? And that's the only reason why I think people get upset nowadays, is just there is a double standard, and it's very provable that there is one. And it's like, it's just sad. It's like, get rid of the double standard. Just literally let everybody be happy. That's all anyone, I think, can hope for in a video game. And again, like, video games don't have to be some sort of like hyper realistic depiction of anything. The world's your oyster. If you're going for a realistic looking game, that's fine. Like, for instance, if you were to look at like The Last of Us and you were to tell me like those characters don't look attractive, I would be like, you know what, that's kind of fine, just at least due to like what they're trying to do with the game, right? Like, it is supposed to be a more gritty, realistic looking experience. So I don't think it's like crazy that the characters are more realistic and don't have like crazy sex appeal at all times. But not every video game has to be that way either. So it's like, you can have plenty of video games where like, yeah, again, like we're literally watching Seal on screen right now, in a skirt firing off Neko arc basically. And it just like, who cares, right? Like who cares that it defies belief? It's cool. Like, that's really all that matters. Where are all the games with ugly lead characters anymore, though? I miss Redneck Rampage. Yeah, and it's like, again, not every single person has to be hot, right? And that's, I think that's usually the counter that people go is like, well, why do we have to have the hot character? And it's like, you don't. You don't always have to have the hot character. It's when we actually have memos from Xbox saying you're not allowed to make an attractive female character that we start to get angry. Because it's just a sign of this is how much and how long this has been going on, because there's actual company policy dictating it. So it's like, that's why people get upset, right? But you want to have like I don't know, like literally the equivalent of like Roadhog as your protagonist in a game, I don't give a shit, right? It's grotesque. It's like some huge giant like fat dude, and he's like, got scars all over him and wears a mask. It's like, that's your protagonist? Go for it. Own it. Like, I don't think anyone actually cares. As long as you like have a good, entertaining game with like a decent story, people will still play it. But it's, hey, that was designed to be that way, versus like, oh, well, we hired this model for our game, and then we made the in-game model uglier than the real life model because we wouldn't want to upset anyone. It's like, dude, what? And unfortunately, that was Star Wars Outlaws, and I still don't get that one to this day. Chad Protag, yep. But yeah, it's like, you want to make a game with like a gritty female or something. I don't think that's a problem. However, I do think at this point that is almost overdone in video gaming right now, at least within the past like 5 years or so. I think we're starting to see like nature correct itself a little bit in that regard. So then like, yeah, maybe we won't have to get like immediately on guard the second we see something like that now, like into the future. Because again, like, I'm going to say this, like Samus has always been like a very beautiful character every time she's depicted. But I also feel like you could do like a more like scarred and veteran bounty hunter, like grit look for Samus, and that would be okay. And I feel like people would be like, damn, she's badass, and they would find her hot because of that. So it's like, you don't have to make everything like perfectly ideal. People have various things that they're attracted to regardless. Need update on the art link? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes. think I got distracted at the beginning of stream. Here you go. Here is today's art. You guys know the drill. Go give the artist some love. They did a fantastic Nito altar as well, if you guys want to check that out. Huzzah. Samus can pull that off and more. She's such a good pick. Yeah, and I think it's really interesting because we've also had that discourse for years of like, there's no like big female leads in video gaming, and it's like, what do you mean? Like video gaming has actually been the best entertainment genre for that, and it always has been. Like there is not any other like entertainment like media that does it more than video games does. And video games has so many that at this point you have like Hollywood and shows literally trying to poach from it because they're already established. I felt people thought the same way about Laura when they rebooted the game a few years ago. I think there were, right? Like there were people that were like, wait, you didn't make her attractive. But I also think on the flip side, like so many people were like, why is it a woman or something like that? Because we had like the Uncharted series and stuff at the time. And so they were like, I guess they were just unfamiliar with Tomb Raider. But like that happened on both sides. You had like the sexist incels kind of being like, why is it a female? And then you had like literally like other people out there, like almost like the feminists being like, why is it a female? Like what the heck? Are you trying to like sexualize her or something? And it's like, this is why I say like you can't win in today's environment. So that's why like instead of doing like again if you go look at like Microsoft, they put out like an actual bullet list of here's what developers have to consider when making their games, and it included things like, yeah, don't make the character too attractive, right? So it's like instead of worrying about any of that bullshit, just make your game. Just make the best game you can. And that is the tried and true testament to making a good game. Every single one of the like really well-remembered games over the years did not care two shits about what society thought about their game, really, and they just tried to make instead the best game that they actually could. Like with the best story they could write, with the best characters they could imagine, with the best, again, gameplay that they could design. That's really all there was to it. And that's all that needs to be in it. Because everything else is just the distraction. Like all the external real life shit, it's just going to pull away from the actual product the more you consider it. Anita pick is nice. Yep. Because the dev made comments about wanting to give her a blanket and sweater while putting her through torture after torture. Oh no, dude, you're not wrong, right? Like, yeah, like it does feel like with the new Tomb Raider that they've tried to like tone down the sexualization of her. They've tried to cover her up a lot more. They've tried to make her a much more realistic looking woman. To a degree, like, I'm fine with it. I don't really care. But yes, it is somewhat a double standard when clearly somebody at the studio has like a fetish for like torture and like death and like impalement and like all these other things. You can't tell me that they don't. If you have played any one of the Tomb Raider remakes and you've ever died with Laura, the deaths are like almost like Mortal Kombat level of gruesome. And you're just like, what the fuck? Like this is unnecessarily detailed. And somebody had to like sit there making all of those death animations. And you're just like, yeah, somebody's getting off to this. I guarantee it. Somebody's got like a sick mind. It had to be done. There's no other choice. Yes. Won't someone think of the like the vor enthusiasts or whatever. Like, whoa. if we don't actually make hyper realistic and super detailed gory death scenes, how will our game ever be a success? Okay, so then we have, oh yeah, I wanted to go check to see again whether or not I can even do the Gorgon one. It's a strengthening, isn't it? Yeah, it's not available to me because my JP doesn't have a copy of Gorgon. Which means we're just going right back in. Next week, I will definitely be doing this. I don't know if I'll get to do it on stream or not, but I have to get those done because they're going to leave. It's just the Ordeal Call 1 remembrances. But it may be a good idea for me to not do that on stream as well, but we'll see. We do have the CQ on JP as well. I haven't done the 90 plus yet. And chat, can anyone, like, I actually haven't gotten to look into this. I know Trubs told me that I can, like, do these and it'll change, like, the stats that my thing has. But once you've done them, can you switch them back at will? Like, because, like, literally I have what I consider to be the optimal setup. Maybe with like one thing that I would change, but it's like I don't really want to change it too much. Yeah, you can switch at will. Okay, sweet. Yeah, if that's the case, I'm just gonna, again, for the sake of time. Wait, where did I put the 90 plus plus? There it is. I'm just gonna go into the 90 plus plus, and I'll get those done later. I am favoring actual drop Cs at the moment, because I still got like so much of the shop that I need to clear. And I figure I already have a point C. We'll see, though, at some point I may switch over to point Cs if I detect that I'm like way ahead on the shop. It really is great when creators have the resources to accurately show off their fetishes. Yeah, it's definitely one of those, like, dude, like, there's just no way. This is you could have still shown, like, Laura, like, I don't know, like drifting down the river and like just really quickly, like, hitting her head on a rock and it just being like game over, right? Like, without really making too much of a scene of it, without making too much gore. But no, it's like, instead, she has to, like, hit her back on the rock, bounce to another rock, and then literally get impaled by some driftwood. And you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, no one needed that. No one needed that. It's like, it's just a step way too far. And then swim through the shitty water. Oh, no, that's a death scene that I'm talking about. And it's like, the game is just really rough in some cases because they show it. They will show you all of that. I think they'll give us beast banners with this whole rerun everyone thing, or probably not to keep them special. I would assume that they will, because taking them at their word, they said every SSR, so they're gonna get called out if they don't, right? Like, literally the JP people will be like, hold on, you said everyone. So it be what it be. Now, chat, Lartoria doesn't actually have any bonus on Shadow Rice Man here, but it not gonna matter. You're gonna murder a spike through the bottom of the jaw. Yeah, I think so. It's bad in some of them. Like, I'm not somebody that normally like again, like, if you show me like certain like gory things, I'm not gonna just be like, oh my god, right? Like, but it's bad enough that I'm like, god, that is like way too detailed. Like, that is realistic type deal. What was last night's Zancort's count? I believe it was 1680. Chat can tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Maybe they got somebody from Final Destination to design them. Yeah, see, like, I actually love the Final Destination movies. Because, so to me, Final Destination is like my favorite genre of horror. And allow me to explain why, chat. Because horror movies are horribly predictable. Absolutely. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, the protagonist is just, like, walking through, like, the house and, like, literally then they hear something behind them in a room and you're sitting there and you're like, dude, just keep going. Don't fucking open the door. And then they go and they open the door and they walk right in and then they die. And you're like, you knew a serial killer was loose in the house and you went to investigate a strange noise. What did you think was going to happen? Like, that's the thing I don't like about horror movies. They actually bore me because I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, oh my god, there's no way you're this stupid. And they just keep doing it. But at least so what I like about Final Destination, right? Final Destination, you know, everyone's going to die. So that part is already solved. And now instead, you're like, but how? How are they going to die? And you're like, you keep looking for it. And they keep teasing you. Like, they show you like, oh, there's this loose electrical wire over here and it's sparking. And it's got like a puddle next to it. And you're like, oh, that could be it. And then you see like, oh, but then there's this like hook over here and it's just swinging around. And you're like, oh man, there's high winds. Maybe that's what's going to get them. And then you just like, I don't know, you see like some dog barking and it's really angry. And you're like, oh man, maybe the dog is going to get them. And then instead it's like, literally what ends up happening is like the person actually first gets impaled on the hook, then the dog comes and bites their leg, then it drags them and it drags them into the puddle that has the loose electrical wire and it electrocutes both them and the dog. And it's just like it happens in a like much more like overblown way than you would have ever thought. So it's like that's what I actually like about Final Destination. The prediction part of will they die already happened. It's how are they going to die? And that's where I'm like, oh my God, this is actually interesting. How are they going to do this one? Like, how are they going to get this guy? How much AP are you going to burn before you start rolling? Not too much. We'll be starting here in a second. Let me see. I got to do probably some... It took so much to get my AP down last night. Well, shit, Kuku. Or not Kuku, Lalek. Just to send her so that I don't forget. Final Destination is my favorite Smash Bros. Stage. You're the wood chipper, right? Like, yeah, there's so many. I would love to do like, I don't know, like maybe for like Halloween this year or something, we can do like a marathon of the Final Destination movies because like they're the one horror movie that I actually do like watching. All the other horror movies, I'm like, this isn't even that scary. It's just so unrealistic and it's so stupid and people just keep doing it. Whereas, like, in Final Destination, the characters are cognizant that death is coming for them, and they are trying their hardest, usually, to escape. They are absolutely trying. But the theme of Final Destination is, you can't cheat death. It will find you. It will get you. And it will absolutely end you. And so, like, that's the thing, is like, oh, yeah, you know it's gonna happen. But how? How will it happen? And will they get away with it? Because you're always like, oh man, they're finally going to get away with it. And then they don't. Death never loses. It never does. It'll always win in the end. Which is an interesting like idea and concept and almost like a moral to teach people, right? It's like, hey, yeah, you're not invincible. It reminds me of the State Farm commercial making fun of horror games or movies. Yeah. Are you talking about the Calamity one? I tend to prefer complete terror in horror movies. Yeah, I just like most of the horror movies to me bore me because it's like it's interesting at first where you go like, okay, like what's the actual setup? Oh, you know, like they're staying in a house that's on like some Indian burial graveyard or something like that, or like, oh man, like they're on vacation in Texas, or like, oh man, they managed to like watch this super like haunted videotape that was like, you know, like it was this urban legend type deal, right? Like there's always some sort of like mechanism that triggers the horror. And so it's like that part I find interesting, but then literally once they get into the horror part, it's like to me it's such a predictable thing. I start just going like, well, this person's going to do something stupid right here, watch, and then there you go, they do something stupid and then they die. I'm not actually a horror fan. I'm not really either because of that. It's like I've literally been with people and they've been like, "Oh, you just don't like horror movies." And I'm like you must be afraid or something. I'm like, I'm not really. Like horror movies are really boring to me, if anything, because yeah, like actual like real life, like the scariest horror movies are ones that actually have like real life analogs, right? The ones that are not scary are the ones where it's like, yeah, this would never happen, right? It's the best horror actually takes something that is real and just ever so slightly twists it to make the horror scenario. That is like actually scary horror at that point. How'd you rate Cabin in the Woods? Is Cabin in the Woods the one where like they basically get infected with a virus and like they start going like mental and like they're not quite like zombies, but they start like trying to kill each other? I think that's the one with Thor in it. Yeah. God, what's his name? I keep wanting to say Hayden Christensen, but I know that's not it. That's Anakin, but Chris Hemsworth. Yeah. Snakes on a Plane? Yeah, Snakes on a Plane is probably a true horror movie for me. Because I think I would just throw myself off the plane. Or I would just try to crash the plane. But yeah, I mean, like, from what I've seen of it, that one's actually pretty decent. Because again, like, I think better horror is based in realism, and that at least has some realisticness to it. And again, it's going to be like something that it's not constantly like playing up the normal horror tropes. Like, for instance, chat, and once you become cognizant of this, it's like something that's very easy to like defeat mentally. So like horror movies nowadays all do the same overdone bullshit of, oh, we need to raise tension for this scene. So now we have to have the creepy like violin music that is designed to actually raise your heart rate. And I go like, well, the second you start playing that, I know that something's about to happen. In fact, some of the movies that I've seen, like, they've actually tried to bait and switch you, where they start playing the creepy music, and then it's like, oh, it's just like it's one of their friends. It was nothing, and then they jump scare you as like the other thing comes in. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I don't know if I've seen that one. Sharknado. I mean, is Sharknado even horror? I don't even know if you like Jaws is horror, but I don't know that you could call Sharknado horror. Because Sharknado is like such a B movie that it's like, I'm sorry if you're actually afraid of Sharknado in any way, shape, or form. Like, to me, Sharknado is more parody and comedy than anything else. Kind of like Scary Movie. Like, none of the Scary Movie movies are actually, like, scary. I think it was supposed to be originally, probably, and then they realized how shit it would be. Sharknado is comedy, yes. Apparently, I need to just go ahead and lead off by farming some here. To the Sandman he comes. Sleep with one eye open. Gripping your pillow tight. Exit light. Enter night. My hand. Off to never land. The horror of Sharknado is that it had 5 sequels. Isn't it more than 5? Okay, chat. So, yeah, if you guys weren't here yesterday, we only got 3 copies of Kuku. So we have to continue. We have to roll more in order to get more copies of her. We do at least get to benefit from a second paid single, which actually, this is my second one, so... I don't know if the mods want to add a like +2 or something like that. Hope we get the account link soon. I do too. I feel like that'd be really good. Titanic is more a romantic tragedy. Oh, I mean, especially the way it's done in the movie, right? Like, I think like none of that actually happened to a degree, so it is interesting. I'd be more afraid of a tiger tsunami or a hornet cane. Yeah, I mean, a hornet cane sounds terrifying. It had how many sequels? Like 6. I will give my points back. You can't. Never let go, Jack. All right, let's go. Have you ever seen The Thing, 1982? I might have. It's funny because I'm pretty sure Prophet talks about it all the time because it's one of his favorites. Oh look, it's another Tlaloc. I'm sorry, chat. Apparently, I stole all of your Tlalocs. Like, I don't understand this. Like these rolls are just, it's all Tlaloc. And I don't get it. RP farming going well? Yep. The 20th something Tlaloc? Yeah, it's at least 20. That's where mine went? Apparently. I just can't get the last 2 Kukus for myself. Horror games are pretty bad too, IMO. They need to make those hardcore permadeath to be scary. Yeah, but God, that would probably really frustrate people, right? Like, because you know how people are with like permadeath mechanics nowadays. They just like some people are like, oh hell yeah, challenge. Whereas like it feels like the majority of people just go like, oh no, fuck this, I'm not doing this. I had 7 multis in a row with Tlalocs myself. Yeah. Grand Pretender in the making? Perhaps. But let's hope we get some more Rising Mud Rain at least. That is, out of all the CEs, the one that I definitely want more of. I like the challenge. It's not a terrible times when a lot of farming is needed. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're going to have a relatively, like, short horror game, that would be fine. But you would definitely have to, like, explain it to people. Maybe a Black Grail this time? I mean, I don't actually need a Black Grail. Me mentioning Black Grail showing up is just because I know it will in order to maul me so that I get angry that my JP still doesn't have it. Yeah. Work was pretty rough today. We've been working on a return that I have to like fix multiple years at a time due to like messing up by the client. And it is just going so slow. So it's been like why I've been having to basically just like sit on it like all day. And we quite literally like I said, like today I was talking with my dad about it, and I did not get home from like even right now we're working an extra hour, so I don't leave work until like 6, but I didn't even get to leave until like 6:10, 6:15, somewhere around then. So it's just been kind of rough. Seba, Deer Mud, an actual horror movie cast member. Been 2 hours driving and 2 hours being outside in the cold. Oh, that sucks. Even here, like it's been like low 40s, chat. It's been rough. Like supposedly, I think this weekend we're going down to like 34 or something. So not quite freezing, but we will be very, very close to it. DR mode, an actual horror movie? Yes. Lowest I saw was about 28 here. Yeah. I mean, 40, I understand, chat, that like some of y'all are like way colder, right? I'm not trying to take anything away from you. However, this is Florida, okay? So like 40 in Florida is like, what the shit? Who turned off the sun? like, what happened? Why is it not warm? It's not 90 degrees anymore. Those poor reptiles, yeah. And the actual alligators that live in Florida. Florida cold equals 60 degrees typically. Yeah, like anything below room temperature is considered cold in Florida. It's like if it's below 70, nah, man, that shit's cold. Iguanas got what's coming to them. Yep. Minus 10 Fahrenheit and below over here. Jesus, dude. Yeah, like, and I get it. It's like to a degree, you're a little bit more used to it if you live in that sort of climate all the time. So it's like, I think like a lot of like northerners have a tendency to have like thicker blood and stuff so that they can kind of resist the cold a little bit better. Whereas like, man, in Florida, no, dude, none of us are acclimated to that crap. With wind chill, yeah, no, like we've been having like it. So on top of it, it's been raining like all day for the past like 3 days, and we've been having like some wind on top of it too. So it's just been like super cold for us, rainy, dreary, nasty, windy. Like you're basically just like, all right, I'm outside, get me back inside. Snowbirds attracted the cold. Oh yeah, I'm sure they're just like, what the heck, dude? We were trying to escape this. Like it's still probably better than wherever they came from, but I could barely breathe outside when I was in Florida. Oh yeah, yeah. Florida has so much humidity. It's really funny because one of my vacations, I spent like 2 weeks in Vegas, and going out to Vegas is nice because it's again like it's very dry weather. There's no humidity, so it's like even though it's hot, it's so dry that like it's actually pretty tolerable. But I'll never forget like getting off the plane coming back and like walking out the front door of the airport where a thunderstorm had just rolled through. And it's like it wasn't actually raining there at the time, but it had been. And walking out the door after spending 2 weeks in the desert where I had finally begun to acclimate to that, walking out that door was like walking into a brick wall. It was like, like you just felt like all of a sudden you were just walking into like a water cloud, basically. So it was like really just thick air. And it's funny because like I don't feel like that most of the time, right? But man, I get it. I understand when people come to Florida and they're just like, what the heck is this humidity? Dry heat's at least easier to deal with. Yeah. North Carolina weather as a rule cannot make up its mind. Oh yeah. What was it? Where did I go? Is it like... Was it Ireland or something where like, if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes? It's just like, it'll change. Don't worry about it. Like they experience all 4 seasons in one day. Keep praying and make it true, maybe. You know how to handle the heat and the humidity? The cold? No. The cold, though, we fold? Yeah, exactly. It's like, when you're used to living in heat and humidity, it just is what it is. Like, I'm sure I would feel it if I went to, like, somewhere, like, closer to the equator, but I would also be way more easy to, like, adapt to that than, like, somebody from, like, up north. There's no way. They would just die if they went to the equator. And just be like, oh god, it's so hot. So muggy. Florida, when you mop the floor and it never dries? I mean... Now Las Vegas got summer storms. Yep. I mean, when it rains out in the desert, it's a big ordeal because you get like flash flooding and stuff. Flash flooding, mudslides, all that. Because it doesn't rain often enough. It's like the ground basically can't handle it. So we're passing the 1800 mark now. Yeah, so it's actually 1802, Torak, because I did spend a single the day before. By Bradamonte to NP5 the other night, finally? Hey, congrats. Yeah, is there anybody else you guys are having your sight set on for older units this year? Not for the new ones that are coming out. Is there anybody older that you're trying to get more of? You did that 2 days ago. I don't count that. It counted for yesterday, though. Comma Assassin? Yeah, that comma buff's really nice now. Gold. Pretender. Oh, we got a Hephaestion. Okay, I'm actually okay with that. That's better than pulling Tlaloc for me at this point. Because we've gotten so many copies of Tlaloc, but that's like, I think that's only like NP3 Hephaestion for me. Real faker, yes. Got faked out. That is a spook that I am okay with. Get my Kets to NP5 this year? Nice. I really hope they buff Kets. She really deserves it. Why did they remove all the older unit GSSRs for Annie this year? You're talking about like how they do it by year and then they only do like the more recent years now. I think it's just a factor of like there's just too many units. And I think they also know that by not allowing you to get the older units that they can kind of like increase FOMO. We're going dry, chat. I'm waiting for Rider pickup to get Cats MP5. Yeah, JP's going to be interesting because, again, like literally, so I was talking about this the other day, and you guys can tell me what you think. But in theory, this is going to be really interesting because I want to see the actual, like, even if it's projected, but I want to see the actual data after they're done with all of these banners for how much money FGO made from like January until the end of these banners. Why? Because this is the theoretical maximum that FGO can make from its community at any given time without pulling out some new unit. Because again, every SSR will have a rate up. So literally, if there is any unit in the game that can tempt you, they will appear. So at that point, it is the theoretical maximum that the game can actually get out of its community. Because if you don't roll there, you're never going to roll in theory. And if you do roll, even if it's only like once or twice, well, that was all you were ever going to roll for. So it's an interesting idea because I think it's going to do a couple of things. One, it's going to probably make the devs quite a bit of money. Two, it's going to make quite a bit of people kind of complete their role plans. Three, it's probably going to not be as much money as the developers hoped. Because again, I think that there are quite a bit of like veteran people that already have a lot of what they want. I do think as well that you're going to have some issues with like reducing the need that new players have to roll certain units, as they'll just go like, okay, well now I can grab whatever character I wanted, assuming that I can, spend money on the game or something like that. And then on top of that, I think the last point is that essentially the developers in doing this are going to realize that they actually do have a little bit of a health problem in the game right now. And I've talked about this numerous times on the stream with you guys, but it's this concept that, again, too much of the like unit roster's power is consolidated in like a handful of units. That is to say, there's not good balance amongst certain classes. Like, for instance, if we want to mention like foreigners, you're gonna say roll Kuku due to how freaking strong she is. If you're gonna mention alter egos, you're gonna say Tiamat. If you're gonna mention lancers, you're gonna say Melisande. So like, this is sort of the issue that they have, is I think there are too many one size fits all solutions out there at the moment, where newer players don't have to roll nearly as much of the roster anymore. They can just hyper fixate on a handful of units and literally only go after those units. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think the developers will make as much money from this as they're probably thinking that they will. And it's going to probably be a little bit of an eye-opener for them, because it's largely going to be a reflection of how many people are playing the game, how optimistic people are about the future of the game, since again, at least some people consider the game to be in limbo with regards to like a part 3 and stuff. Like will the game continue? I think the signs are obvious that it will, but not everyone does. Some people think that that's not the case. Again, that's where your doomers come in. So I think like, yeah, it's going to be a sign of optimism. It's going to be a sign of the general health and population of the game. And it's also going to be a sign of the health of the balance of the game, are going to be what really are the determining factors there. Yeah, like for instance, do you think that any of the single target archers will really get rolled on? Well, maybe, right? Like you might see some Super Orion rolls, you might see some Squirtoria rolls, but is anyone necessarily going to roll for like, say, Moriarty? Is anyone necessarily going to roll for, say, Artemis? Like, this is kind of the issue that I think they have at this point. And so I think it's going to be a reflection a little bit of the overall balance state of the game, where the developers have to sit there and they have to look at it and go like, what the heck? Why aren't people rolling on some of these units? And then the answer is actually like blatantly obvious. That's why buffing is good. It adds diversity. Yeah. You actually want a more evenly balanced game if you're a developer, because it's going to actually make you more money. Like, again, I've talked about this before, but when FGO was technically at its most balanced was when you basically had this concept of niches really coming into play, where it's like, oh, okay, like this unit has this niche and this other unit has this other niche. And, maybe one unit is slightly stronger than the other in terms of raw power, but ultimately, if either their niches come into play, they're just the strongest option for that. And then if no niche is in play, maybe you have a third option where it's like just raw damage wise, they are technically the strongest. They just don't have a niche. So that's where you actually had like the most balanced design overall, because it actually encouraged people to roll multiple of those units to have all of their niches covered. And again, kind of have multiple options depending on what the fight dictated or what the restrictions maybe of the fight were. We'll also be pulling for 4th copies of Buntoria and Squirtoria as well. Hey, nice mask. Top heavy? Yeah, it does feel like the roster is very top heavy in that regard, right? So like, again, this has been an issue I've been harping about for years, so I don't need to beat the dead horse in that regard. But yeah, I'm gonna really want to see the data from that, because I think it's gonna be really interesting, and I think it's gonna tell us quite a bit. A rough estimate, yeah. Like I said, like so many people try to use sensor tower as like, oh, this is the end all be all. These are the numbers, and I'm like, no, they're not. It's an estimate, and it's based off of certain like assumptions that they've made that may or may not be true. So it's like you can never take it as like absolutely accurate. But yeah, I do think like if you start looking at it from a general purpose standpoint, it's like, okay, this is a ballpark about kind of like how much purchasing power exists within FGO. Or rather, not even the purchasing power, but more like the willingness to purchase units in the game. Especially again, like you're going to have a banner for every single unit. And that's what's wild to me. Because then it's kind of like, okay, but then like, what do you do the rest of the year? I just assume they'll just keep running more banners, right? It's not like they're not going to. There's no reason not to. But yeah, it's definitely one of those deals where it's like, man, they are really blowing their load here in the first half of the year. Cad will never be homeless. See, why would you say that? Because it feels like you're cursing me. What is a sensor tower, though? I'm sorry. Oh, no, sensor tower is just the name of the site that basically tracks some of the stuff for the gacha games. Like I said, a lot of people try to, like, hold it up as, like, this is actual evidence of, like, this or that, and it's like, it's not. Story banner should have some incentive to be rolled on. I think there's a couple things they could do for story banner. For instance, kind of how we have the daily la single for like gacha banners. I feel like they should give you a free single pull per day on the story banner. And I feel like people would really appreciate that. This roll and one more multi for the Gamba? Uh-oh. They plan to do is finish all these reruns in April and give us a new meta support in May. Yeah, I mean, maybe, right? Like, we'll see. We'll see what they do with it. I think it is interesting to think about the grand system and like what they might be planning for that, and like how that may or may not impact the game moving forward, right? I do find it really telling and really interesting that they did just come out and announce it. And it's because they want you to know about it so that you have time to work on stuff for it. And honestly, that's smart. That's probably what they should have done with something like the append system. Because I do think, like, thinking back to it, I remember one of the initial problems with the append system where people just immediately jumped to the conclusion and said, this is a whale-only system. And it's not. It's not a whale-only system. But yes, it heavily favors whales. So it's like, I feel like that sort of mantra that kept getting chanted by people really hurt people's willingness to like do anything with appends, do anything with 120ing, like just all of that. And it's also kind of what gives rise a little bit to this idea of like, hey, it's okay to roll the 6th copy of something. Which it's not. Don't do that, chat. People need to get used to rolling story. I mean, yeah, no, right? Like, I'm just being honest with you here. There's really no reason to roll story other than the story locked units. Like, quite literally, they are the only reason to roll story because there is just no benefit to rolling story otherwise. At that point, it's always just going to be better to just wait for an actual rate up to improve your odds of success. Never really rolled story. I have rolled story like twice ever in my life. Once on each account, and both times I got a salter from it. And you can't make me do it again, because there's just no way that I will go 3 for 3 on that. It's fine to roll 6 copies if it's a double on NP5. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say at that point, though, that's not you trying to roll the 6 copy, right? That's just you got spooked for another copy. So it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. That can happen to anyone. In fact, I'll never forget Slice rolling, I think, a 6 copy of his Squirtoria. Because that was like, he absolutely didn't mean to, but he got a double on the 5th copy. And his chat just freaking memed him to all hell. That was like way back in the day before, again, any of these systems were in place. So it's like, it is what it is. Again, you guys know me. I just, in general, don't like the idea. I think it's scummy of the game to try and bait you into rolling a 6 copy, because there's no actual benefit to it. Like, at that point, if they wanted to actually do that, then shit, literally up the MP values, allow for a 6 copy to be a thing. But see, the problem with that is they can't do that without pissing off every whale. Because every whale will go, what do you mean? I had already perfected all of my units. What do you mean there's now a 6 copy? So they'll just get angry at people. Unless you're a perfectionist, I don't think there's any need to roll over MP5. There really never was a need. And that's like, again, like people trying to be perfectionists with this game. You can't be. I'll say this once because I have seen it so many times over the years. Usually the perfectionists in the game are some of the most toxic people in the entire community. Because, dear Lord, I have watched people do some insanely stupid things and treat people terribly over trying to enforce their viewpoint on that sort of stuff. And I'm not talking about like, I don't know, like trying to like max all of your units or something. Like that doesn't make you a perfectionist. I'm talking about like people that literally are like going to extremes to just for like ego purposes. And that's usually why it's like, oh yeah, they actually end up being super toxic. I excluded pins from completion maxing of a unit. Yeah, I don't really think there's any reason to at this point. Like to include them. Especially, God, like now that JP has the ability to like switch. I still haven't put out the coins are dead video. I need to do that. But it is what it is. Do you believe the game should focus on style rather than trying to be the most upgraded graphic? I see people constantly talk about how the graphics are essential. So, like, what do you mean by that, Curb? Like, I guess terminology-wise, I'm not really understanding what you're trying to say. Great title, yeah. Ah, good lord, man. Well, this is absolutely a Tlaloc raid up stream. Good God. My only NP6 is Jalter, and that was from a double. Yeah, I mean, I basically had a scenario like I have NP6 Bunny, and that happened due to again, like I managed to get her NP5 in like a record amount of courts for me, and I still didn't have NP5 of like either of the 4 stars on her banner, so I just kept rolling because I was just like, well, at least until I get NP5 of one of them, and then I did get the 5th copy finally of Oki this summer. But the problem with that was, in getting the 5th copy, I got a 6th copy of Bunny, and I was like, God damn it, dude. That's one of the only times that's actually happened to me. I have taken a 6th copy with a like ticket before, but that was quite literally because I just did not care for like anybody else on the ticket. Well, once more into the mines. But then besides that, I think there's only one other time. I rolled NP6 Castoria. I regret doing that. And like I said, it was just more, I was being pressured at the time to do so. And it's like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I wish I could have that back because I really did not need to do that. I think it means people currently hitting on Bichon due to her NP animation. I literally haven't seen anybody hate on her due to her NP animation. I got it maybe on like Twitter or something, right? But I haven't seen it. Like, I mean, I'll say this: the first day that she came out, we had several people come into chat and be like, "Oh, the CGI dragon!" But like that just seemed more like people were joking and like memeing around, not like actually hating it. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys again. The entire reason that, like, if you go watch my Bichon video, at the end of it, I basically tell you like, "Hey, I don't really think you guys should roll for her right now," but that's due to a multitude of other factors. For starters, again, we have literally every SSR on rate up on JP. Secondly, she's definitely not the strongest of the single target Lancers. And I feel like the kit is way more for like challenge, and not even challenge, but like long form challenge content. It is not for like, hey, just quickly killing an enemy in a challenge scenario. So I kind of didn't recommend her based off of that. Not that she's like bad or unusable, but just literally because I don't feel like most players would want that. And I think that's kind of backed up at this point because I really have not seen like hardly anybody roll her. So it at least tells me that like the community seems to be thinking along the same lines. Now, maybe there's multiple reasons for that. Maybe they didn't roll her because they don't have the courts, because they're all tapped out from all the banners that did happen. Like again, we had like Phantasm Moon, Lohi, and Richard, right? So like that's 3 at least decently high profile banners that probably made people roll, at least on one of them. But maybe the other factors, like, yeah, maybe they don't like their design. But if that's the case, like I said, I haven't really seen it, so I don't know. I haven't seen people like actually complaining about it. But the NP animation needs work. I don't really think it does. I think it's fine. Like, I've seen it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Okay, let me put it to you this way. I think it's highly subjective at that point, because I think there's not anything concretely wrong with it, and it's more just down to people's taste and how they feel about it. That like that's why people are like maybe saying that stuff. So at that point, like, yeah, again, you don't have to roll the unit if you don't want to. And I will say this is one of the issues I've noticed with FGO, or rather like any gacha game. I think we can extrapolate this even beyond FGO, but like there's this pervasive attitude in gacha communities where if you're not going to roll, you have to justify why you're not rolling. And I think that's stupid. You never have to justify why you don't want a unit, right? Like you don't have to. There's nobody putting a gun to your head. And I say this as a content creator where people will always ask me whether or not I'm rolling on any unit. So it is a thing. But yeah, no, you definitely don't have to like justify why you don't. Because I think that's partially what leads to people like shitting on units too. Because they go like, well, I don't want this unit because they're bad. And it's like, yeah, they're really not. You just don't want the unit. But you don't want to like, you need a legitimate reason to not want the unit. And so that's like what people throw out. Counterpoint, Bichon has a butt slide attack. She does. Everyone can get a free Kagatory if you need a single target Lancer. I mean, at this point, we almost have like complete coverage with our supports. So like, sorry, not supports, our welfares. So like, I mean, crap. You can get like a free version of just about everything. For example, they have realistic graphics and being rather than being stylish or stylistic and having style that fits the allowing it to stand out. Okay, I'm still confused. I'm sorry, Curb. I'm not trying to like call you out or anything. I'm not really sure what you're asking. Like, are you saying that, like, do I think FGO should focus on upgrading its graphics overall, or try to take a more like stylized and like set appearance to things? Not wanting a unit is a legitimate reason for not getting it right. Yeah, literally, you don't have to roll. Oh boy, another pretender. Good God, man. Yeah, this copy is now like oof. Because where'd we get the last copy, chat? Was it like 900 quartz? So we're over pity now. We are now in ye old times. So we are 1,000 quartz deep. We are in territory unknown to most of chat. His design's absolutely amazing. Just a shame he doesn't get the animal characteristic in his third ascension. Yeah, it's kind of wild, right? Like, focus more on style and not graphics. Yeah, like that's why I'm like asking for clarification as to what Curb means. Because like graphics are important to an extent. Like, I'm going to say this. You need an aesthetically pleasing style. That is more important than graphics. Absolutely. It needs to be aesthetically pleasing. That is to say, easy on the eyes, something people like to look at, which can make it something that's like very sharp and edgy, or it can be something that's very soft and fluffy. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that it is aesthetically pleasing to people. Like, for instance, I absolutely refuse to play Binding of Isaac. Why? Because I don't find that game aesthetically pleasing in the slightest. And I know someone's going to jump all over me for saying that, but it's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's like a shit game or something. I'm just saying I don't like the aesthetic of the game. But for instance, there you go. That'll be a reason that I just don't play the game, right? Now, I think what disproves the importance of graphics are things like Minecraft. Literally, you don't have to have good graphics to have a good game. But you do have to have aesthetically pleasing visuals to have a good game. That being said, now that we've clarified those 2 points, there is still a scale. And that scale is the better graphics are, the better the game will be received. Always. Graphics do not necessarily hurt your game, but literally they can only help your game if they look good. Whereas a lot of the time when people complain about quote unquote bad graphics, it's not that the graphics are bad, it's that the aesthetic of the game is bad. It just looks like crap, right? Ava, thank you for the 68, almost to the nice number. Appreciate it, chat. Can we get some love for Ava? Lethal Company is similar, yeah. So it's like literally like, are game companies wrong to focus on graphics? No, because I feel like making your game look prettier and nicer will only help it. But Do they maybe focus too much at the expense of actually making a good game? Yes. Yes, that is also a problem. It's kind of a balancing act. Because again, video games and video game creation, you're almost always on a timer. You only have so much time. You've got deadlines. You got bills you got to pay. You got the board breathing down your neck because their shareholders are screaming, when are we going to get our return on investment? So it's a thing. Like, you always have to balance, like, where you spend your time as a game developer. And if you spend too much time focusing on things that don't matter, this is where a lot of the like DEI arguments and stuff come from, it's only going to hurt your game because you're not focusing on the things that necessarily do matter, which is like the actual gameplay loop of the game, the actual functions and systems, bug testing the game. That's definitely one that a lot of developers right now are super guilty of. They do not do a lot of bug testing, and they either outsource it or literally do like, hey, we're going to do an open beta where we're just going to basically force our community to be the bug testers. Or my favorite, we're going to do a closed beta that you have to pay, or like paid early access. Or it's like, oh, you have to pre-order our game to get early access. Why? So that you can bug fix our game for us, because we didn't bug test it. Yeah, it's like, I guess they do all the fixing on their end, right? But they almost like, it's like they outsource allowing the community to find it for them. Yeah, we're going to be here a while. Listen, I hope not. Hope she just doubles up on me right here and just shows up, right? Ashes of Creation, $250 alpha test only. Yeah, dude, like, hey, there we go. I'll take that. I'll take that. Who cares about bad rolls? I got another inverted mud rain. But yeah, like, literally, I do not like when companies do that crap. And it's becoming a pervasive thing of this, like, pay for 3 days of early access to a game. I think it's stupid. I think it's scummy. I don't like that, especially if your game is, like, single player, dude. There's zero reason to do it. Zero reason. Like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Not be able to play the game for 3 days that I've already been waiting on for months and years? Oh no. I got 3 more days. Like, so again, like, in general, because that's also been an interesting thing, and I'm sure some of you guys have seen this, but this sort of this idea that, like, some developers are hoping that that Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out and is $100 because they want to be able to charge $100 for their video games, but they know if, like, Grand Theft Auto comes out and it's only like 60 or 70 bucks that they won't be able to raise the price anymore. Uh-oh. It is what it is. It is what it is, chat. All right, even deeper. But yeah, like, I don't get that. I don't understand why, like, they think they're going to be able to get away with that stuff, because I think this is another thing that's held up over time. The more patient you are as a gamer, the better, because you don't get screwed. You don't get rug pulled by a developer making a shit product. You don't get absolutely burned on, like, shitty, like, DLC or, like, early access or, like, pre-order things. You don't have to pay full price for a game. So again, like the more patient you are with any game, usually the better. You can literally sit there and be like, oh man, I can, like, go watch my favorite content creator play the game instead and see if it's actually a good product or if it's a heaping pile of garbage. And there you go. So it absolutely is to your benefit, as always, to be patient. Wait for sales. Don't pre-order. Literally read reviews before you buy. You just save yourself so much money and time. GTA is going to be at least 70 as this industry standard at the moment. Probably, yeah. I don't see them not doing 70, but we'll see. Put like 20 cops to Tlaloc while rolling for Tez. Oof. Could probably get the good edition of Extra Record. There's going to be a Tamamo plus Umu Bikini skin with it. You know it. See, that's the thing. You're just assuming there will be. Yeah, like I don't know, right? Like maybe it will, but in general, it's a good idea to like not pre-order. Or here's what you do, chat. This is what I've been doing for years. So, do you want to pre-order and gain the benefit of pre-orders? Do what I do. Literally, wait until the day before. Read all the reviews that you can for the game before that point, and see if you think that the game is actually worthy. And then if it is, you pre-order it. And you still get the benefit of pre-ordering, but you don't have this like sunk cost of like, oh man, like I'm having cold feet or second thoughts here, you know, because the reviews have come out and the game's not as good as people were thinking it was. And then you gaslight yourself into going through with it anyways. Like, no, it gives you the benefit of the doubt, because it does not matter if you pre-order 1 minute before the game releases or if you pre-order 5 years before the game releases. They achieve the exact same thing. And the only exception to this is like if you're doing like Kickstarter stuff and you're like backing a thing, like, yeah, there can be some benefits to that. But in general, kickstarting something is not pre-ordering. It's, hey, I like the idea of this project so much that I wish to support it. I wish to help it like achieve its goals and reach fulfillment. In about one more multi, you'll have saved as much as I have saved for Tiamat at these rolls. Yup. Yup. We're going deeper, chat. I thought you were going to say second breakfast. I'm not a hobbit. I'm the antithesis of a hobbit. I'm way bigger than a hobbit. I might be 3 hobbits in a trench coat, though. That you never know. I think the only game a pre-order in recent memory was Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. Never got the original since I figured they'd do an upgraded version. Yeah. Better hope Draco is nicer. I mean, at this point, just about everything will be. Like I said, though, I was kind of anticipating this because I've actually been pretty lucky on rolling for NP5s. Like, I haven't had one take me like beyond pity value in a while, which is surprising. Bonsoir. Hello, type. Are you a Saiyan? Second breakfast sounds like their thing. No, you have a second breakfast, second lunch, and like brunch and lunch and dinner and tea time and all that. Like that's all part of the Hobbit meal. A sack full of Limbus bread too, yeah. From a theoretical max pity, yes. Theoretical, because there is no max pity on NA right now. hence the problem with that, chat. What about 11Zs? True, I did forget about 11Zs. Not even getting SSR spooked are surprising though. Happens, chat. Like I said, if I seem calm to you, it's because I've been in this hell before many a times. I haven't been in this hell in a while though. It has been a hot minute. Like I said, it can't happen on JP anymore. This can only happen on NA. So you are seeing one of the rarest things in the entire game, going beyond pity. See, somebody on my Steam list has changed their name. Kuku out here, Stalin story. Be what it be, man. We also got to do the Gorgon buff discussion, but I mean, like, I'll stop and do that before the end of stream at minimum. Like if the rolls just keep going. But yeah, this fourth copy be looking mighty like fourth copy of Made Alter at this point. You think Pity Reset will come early or no? God, I hope so. I'm trying to remember when it exactly happened though. Like, chat, do any of you remember when we were supposed to get it? Because I think it's this upcoming Annie, but I don't remember. Last Annie? 9th Annie? Oh, really? So we're still like... Wait, hold on. What year are we on an A now? We're coming up to 8th Annie, right? Or was it 9th that we're coming up to? Year and a half. Okay, yeah. God, my brain. I can't keep this shit straight anymore, man. There's just... This is the problem with playing two servers and them being 2 years apart. It begins to melt your brain. Cat is lost in time. Yeah. Yeah, I hope it comes early, but I mean, if you think about it, the devs have no incentive to give it to you early because literally this that's occurring right now is just making them more money. I'm suffering on FGO. Understandable. Mineral. See, chat, this is why I just read you guys talking and react to you, and I don't even look at the rolls. It's not because, like, they're so bad I can't look. It's just because, like, the outcome is predetermined. I just know they're going to be, like, this way for a while now. It's just a trend of them adding it early on a day. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I hope they do. But, like, all it does is cost them money if they do. So that's probably why they won't. If you look, Tlaloc will show up? Pretty much. Don't make eye contact, chat. Don't move. The T-Rex can't see you if you don't move. Your Tlaloc can now drink in the US? I mean, keep in mind, chat, that I already had 5 copies from before. So, yeah, that 20 copies is just this banner. So moving and looking are completely different. You can't prove that. First Kuku was before Pity, so yeah, no. Mm-hmm. It's bad I'm having issues on LB7, like issues with the fights. No, I mean, like, those... Listen, chat, LB7 is full of, like, gimmicky fights. So, just a gentle reminder, we do have a relatively spoiler-free guide out for that. So if you guys need help on that, you can go check it out. But Cat is unlocking all the pins for Tlaloc. Cad's unlocking all the pins, saving 240 more coins, and then burning the rest of the coins. Those are going into some grail casting at that point. I say that, I'll probably sit on them. I was told I should have rolled better. I mean, I think that sort of thing's difficult. I did try to, like, warn people about certain classes they might need for the singularity, but it is what it is. I'm gonna say, if you guys ever get stuck on fights, like especially for you newer people, if you ever get stuck on something, particularly story, that's probably your sign to, like, kind of stop what you're doing and start working on your account a little bit more. And I don't mean, like, go to the gacha and roll. I mean, like, actually start, like, leveling up your characters, leveling up their skills, working on maybe, like, their mana loading append or something like that. Like, just doing things that in general will help them. How many NP5 Tlalocs are you putting in your second archive? None, because those are some mighty fine rare prisms that we're mining. You're mining for gold, chat. I ran out of coins this month? Yeah, some people will. Looks like I won't be running out for a while with these rolls. Gawain and Camelot, yeah. Oh, gold orbs. Maybe. No. No, got my hopes up. How dare I? Looks like the rolls aren't going well. No. Okay, this may be a Catalyst song. I can't think of anything more like intimidating and like fight inspiring than the Pillar Man theme. Do a super judgment buster pile driver. You mean a Sky High Rider super justice buster bomb? Imagine the Lacusta rolls are like this. I mean, the Lacusta rolls will be like this. Oh, Lancer. I don't know why I sounded excited for that. I wasn't. I think I was just excited to see literally something different. It wasn't a pretender, chat. Is it a crime that they cut that from the anime? It really was. Although I can't argue that I'm not a beneficiary of it because like back that was like back when my YouTube channel was relatively young, and that is one of the clips from Story that I have on my YouTube channel, and it became like evergreen because of it, because like people were like wanting to know why it got cut and like what the scene was, so the people just went and watched that on my YouTube, and it was good. I definitely benefited from them being idiots and cutting it from the anime. But yes, they absolutely should have put it in. How the hell are you supposed to know the Tlaloc gimmick in part 1 of the Lost Belt? Yeah, the story actually does tell you. And it literally gives you a recommended support to beat it. Lockpick lawyer here, and I've got a Tlaloc here. You can open it with a Tlaloc? No. You would see a collapsed building? It feels like it. Am I gonna 120 Tlaloc? No. Especially if you guys are new here, my NA account is Saberface, like basically like Saberface, like devoted to the extreme. All of my grails have gone to Saberfaces with one exception, and that exception was an accident. That if we ever have the ability to move grails, I will move to a Saberface. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. In fact, I think this is a good time to say, hey, the banner is like treating me like shit. So why? Okay, I was gonna say, why is it not loading? Let's quickly leave the banner here just so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Like this is why I will not be grailing Tlaloc to 120. I have my own projects that I'm working on. So we have done, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are working on our 8th 120 right now in NA. And I think I can finish her finally. So we're gonna be working on our 9th here soon. Cad got the did not finish LB7 debuff for rolls, apparently. But yeah, I have not finished LB7, so please no spoilers yet, chat. We are like still pretty early in the story, actually. It's almost to perfection, almost. You think there's ever going to be a pretender Arturia, or for that matter, what classes don't have a Saberface? There is no Moon Cancer Saberface and no Pretender Saberface. We do have a Beast one already. And Shielder, I mean, but I think that's it. There's an Alter Ego. There's definitely Foreigner. Definitely Ruler. Definitely Avenger. Yeah, so I think it's literally just Moon Cancer and Moon Cancer and Pretender that don't. Try skipping for a change? No, that never like changes the outcome. It just speeds up the outcome. I left and played multiple missions in Battletech. They take forever and CAD's still rolling. Correct. And yes, I know. I've played Battletech. They're like 40-minute missions a lot of the time. We still haven't even gotten a copy tonight, chat. We are on like a historic losing streak now. At least in the like pity era at this point. But like it is what it is. It's so ridiculous I can only laugh at it at this point. Cuz this is getting stupid. Time to unmod Bob so he can be shot. No, I think like sacrificing would probably make this worse, right? I already know she's gonna miss every 90% crit for you. That's fine. I learned that some of my friends are part of Team Skip Roll when it comes to the game. Some people, and like I've talked with many people about this. Some people just don't like the like anxiety and stuff of rolling, right? Is this going to be a Tectone staff of homeless situation? No, because I don't want to ever be like Tectone. During New Year's. Oh yeah, sorry. Are we close to your worst disaster? No. So literally, chat, with this next roll, we will have finally reached the amount that I spent for one copy of a unit. No, sorry. Actually, that's still not right. We're still shy. I need to go another 300 quartz for that. Jesus, yep. So if you're wondering why I'm like so calm right now, that's why. Don't stare into the abyss, chat. It just stares back. NP4 Malter was mean? She was, yes. Was it Mount Nobu? No, Mount Nobu was a single copy. The worst ever for any single copy of a unit, regardless of how many copies I rolled, was made alter at 2,700 quartz for one copy. And that was during her NP5 rolls. Gazing longingly into the abyss, I guess. Cad, I got your catalyst. Go buy a bottle of tequila. I mean, I have a bottle of tequila. You're saying I just need to start taking shots from it? I don't think that's going to make things better. In fact, I think that'll just give me poorer judgment. I'm always a person that like, and this has happened actually before because I've had friends that have done like drunk rolling, and every single time it's happened, it has resulted in something bad happening. And so I always, if I see someone drunk rolling, I try to get them to stop. Always. Never a good idea to both be spending money and be drunk. So that way your decision making is impaired. One shot for every Tlaloc? Jesus, you're trying to kill me. Get some soy sauce grilled corn. That's what I need. I need corn. I need corn, chat. Okay, hi Marie. At least you're different. More of a mezcal girl? I actually think it's mezcal is what I have. If you're drunk, you'll spend even more money. No, I just I had a friend one time who literally fed his, because again, he was drunk and he was finishing rolls and he combined everything, and he fed his entirely completed Vlad Berserker into a level 1 Vlad Berserker, thinking that he was increasing the NP levels. So in other words, he did it backwards. So there's a reason. There's a reason I tell people don't do this shit while drunk. It's not a good idea. That hurts a bit. Oh, it definitely hurts when you know what materials Vlad has. And like, we're talking a 10-10-10 Vlad. Like, that's just oof, dude. Did he feed it or NP'd it up? He NP'd it up. But like literally he lost the original one. So it's like he got the NP level, just he had to start over with a level 1 Vlad. Okay, that way less bad than I thought. I don't know, that's pretty bad, dude. Like, the end result is still the same. Imagine doing 4 copies of that instead of 1. Oh yeah, god, dude. Imagine if CAD did that to a 120 Arturia. No, but I did have a moment like, so after yesterday's rolls, I had a shit ton of Cs that I was combining, and I did it off stream. And I don't know why, but somehow when I was going to combine Cs, one of my MLB copies of Golden Catches the Carp was not locked, and I almost fed it. And I was like, I don't know how that happened, but holy shit. That's an old CE. Like now you can buy it in the JP shop. You can get another MLB copy, but like, man, like I think I only have 2 of it. So it was one of those where it's like, I really don't want to like. And Golden Catches the Carp is actually a really good one because it's starting charge and star bomb. So even like, and that was the non like level 100 one that I have, and I was like, yeah, I still don't want to burn this. Like, holy crap. Imagine if Cat grilled the wrong unit. That would never happen. JPB crazy? Dude, people on NA think they're hot shit because they roll several copies of a unit. There is not a single whale on NA that surpasses some of the JP whales in terms of their actual insanity. Some of the JP whales are just literally insane. And this is also why, like, I've seen people over the years, like, try to tout, like, oh, this person's actually the biggest whale. It's like, no. I'm going to flat out tell you guys right now, none of you know the names of the biggest whales on NA. You think you do. You don't. You do not. Because the biggest whales are literally, like, not content creators. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people get this, like, idea that they know them. They don't. JP whales are scary. Yeah. Like the Merlin guys who rolled 100 Merlins and 100 Lady Avalons. Yep. Which I want you to think about that. We're literally just, chat, we're trying to get a fourth copy of Kukulkan. So now imagine rolling 100 Kukulkans. Got the new CE. There's always a bigger fish, exactly. Yeah, it's like, it is what it is, man. But this is usually why, like, people get, like, ego and pissing contests over this stuff, and I just, like, I don't even try. Like, I'm just gonna full-on disclose this to you guys. I am not the biggest whale in FGO. I've never held myself up to that. I've never said that I was that, ever. Because I know there's just no point in ever trying to claim that, because you're not. No matter what you try to claim, you are never the biggest whale in this game. Anyone who says that is a charlatan. Straight up. Knowing how expensive FGO arcade is, seeing how insane arcade players would put FGO mobile whales to shame. Oh yeah, like, there are people that are like, oh man, I really want arcade to come to NA. And that's fine. But you really wouldn't. Because a lot of the people that play arcade religiously are just insane, again. And at the end of the day, people are always like, well, I want arcade to come over, but they don't want, like, the cost associated with arcade. They think that, like, arcade should come over here, but as, like, a free game. Listen, it absolutely wouldn't be, because they would have to literally run and fund the game. So there's not a chance, there's not a snowball's chance in hell that you are getting that for free. Like, I guarantee it. I'm free to play, by the way, guys, are more annoying than anyone dick waving whales IMO. I don't know about that. Usually I don't see people that are, like, actually annoying about the fact that they're free to play. Like, they'll just state it basically as a, like, hey, this is why I don't have this or that, if they're, like, asking questions or they're, like, showing you something. But I don't know. Like, again, in general, chat, I don't go to the toxic places. Like, I don't sit there and really, like, pay attention to, like, Reddit or Twitter too much anymore. I just, like some of the people in those places are perfectly fine, but there's also just so many, like, troglodytes that I don't bother. There's no point, because, like, I have literally I'll never forget, like, I literally have gone onto Reddit before, made a post responding to somebody. Sorry, not a post, but, like, a response responding to somebody in a thing. They got in an argument with me. They insisted I was wrong and that there's no way I could know I was right. And I dropped the fact that, no, I'm a streamer. This is how I know I'm right. I can show you the VOD. And they started attacking me over me being a streamer for the game. Like, they literally just went ad hominem and just went straight after me, even though I disproved them. And then everybody in the thread started dogpiling me. And it literally took another content creator coming to my defense before people backed the fuck off. And the other content creator had to be like, no, he's actually right. All of you are wrong. And it was fucking hilarious. But it was one of those deals where it's like, that's where I just, like, I think that was the last time I really earnestly posted anything to Reddit. Because I just went like, nope. I'm not going to bother anymore. It's not worth it. It's not worth dealing with these idiots. Because, like, that is kind of the problem with those systems. Like, if you go on Reddit, people will, like, literally just hive mind stuff, and they'll convince each other that they are right, and that you're the big bad and that you're wrong when all you're trying to do is give them like, hey, I'm trying to inform you that you're not right, that you're spreading misinformation, that this is the actual like way this works. And then instead they just they go ape shit. It's because it's not about like finding the truth and like arriving at the right answer. It's literally just, I have to be right. And you're like, oh my God, dude. Okay, here we go. Damn, that's a lot of Sanct Courts. Geez, it is. But yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's like that's like I still go on like Reddit sometimes to like respond to like people's artwork that they post, because like there's a lot of like Artoria posts, and I like usually you can find me in one of those posts just being like, hey, this is a really nice artwork, like. Because again, I'm not like trying to like be an asshole or anything like that. I've learned like just don't interact with some of these people. They're just not worth your time. It's just gonna make your day miserable trying to talk with any of these people. Back in my days, arcade cost $0.25 to play. Yeah. Is the 4 copies is cursed to everyone too? I know people that swear that the 5th copy is cursed. Whereas for me, yeah, I have way worse luck on a 4th copy than a 5th copy for some reason. I don't know. Double-sided. Oh, another Dobrynia. Although again, I think I have her NP5 now, so she's, and I'm pretty sure that's a rare prism, sadly. Still don't mind the artwork there. I've seen CAD plenty of times when new Lartoria art appears. Yep. Yep. Because like again, I'm gonna say this time and time again. The true members of the FGO community that matter are people that like support the game and continue to play the game. People that make artwork of the game and try to spread the popularity of the game. To that degree, same thing with like content creators. Because artists are a form of content creator, right? So you could just say content creators in general. But that doesn't mean like, oh, only content creators matter. You know, like literally normal people matter too. What doesn't matter is people going online just to argue. Those people don't freaking matter. At all. Like, they are just a waste of space, I've learned. So it's, yeah, I don't interact with those people anymore. Because I wanted to be positive today. Oh, well, you fool. You should have learned. This Gacha hates me. It clearly has an axe to grind. It's got to get its revenge. All right, gold orbs. Pray for something different, and it's a pretender. Can we get like a Kuku pretender here? Like it's Kuku dressed in Tlaloc's outfit. But yeah, that's why, like, whenever there's good artwork posted, you can usually find me there. Whenever there's something like really valuable or useful posted, you can find me there. Which is why you don't find me there, because nothing useful or valuable is really ever posted to Reddit. So it just is what it is. Pray for something different, faker, possibly. Yeah. This is why FGO still gets the occasional bad rep. Oh yeah, I mean, it's a thing. But that's like, look, chat, we've always known the gacha is the worst part of FGO. Always has been, always will be. So when I see people shit on like the other aspects of FGO, I usually just laugh at them. Like, I've unironically had people tell me like the story in FGO is bad. And I'm just like, okay, man. Like, sure. whatever. Like, I'm not gonna say you can't have that opinion. I just don't care about that opinion. It's like, yep, at that point I just kind of like write you off because I just go like, yep, it is what it is. Don't listen to this person. We also know that we have no safety net. Yep. Listen, I knew that going in. Archer. Okay, now the game's laughing at me. The red man cometh. Like, he's trying to stay ahead of Tlaloc's numbers, chat. Not my faker, yeah. He's back from winning league championships. At least no Summonai yet. I feel like you guys try to like speak these things into existence. Meanwhile, this is probably my problem. I should probably start to complain like, where the fuck is my Kuku? Like, why haven't I gotten NP4 Kuku yet, game? This is getting ridiculous. I'm not actually angry. I'm just saying this. Game can't hear me. I'm trying to reverse psychology approach, chat. Did you eat Cocoa Puffs? I did not. Complaining works sometimes. Complaining works. Toilet rolls work. Leaving your device sometimes works. Oh, toilet rolls are best luck. At this point, chat, I'm gonna like look away and I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna have rolled 11 Tlalocs in one multi. Like, it's just gonna be a thing. We heard your disappointment. Here's a Tlaloc for the trouble. Yes. Amount of rare presents this man will have by the end of this. It's just Tlalocs. Listen, dude. I already got rid of so many yesterday. I volunteer for Skip or Die, I believe. No, if I sacrifice anyone, I will never see another Kuku. Literally, Kuku hates sacrifices. So, chat, I cannot sacrifice anyone. Yeah, Tez would have been the one to sacrifice people on. You're just securing lore funds, pretty much. Yeah, that's why I'm actually here. I'm just here for Rising Mud Rains, chat. I got it. Praise the sun pose. You're saying I have to strike the... Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, chat. Did I get a Tlaloc? Ugh. Psychology, yes. Not yet, but soon. Just hold that for the whole multi. No, dude, that literally that helmet hurts my head. So. Not gonna lie, there's a part of me that's enjoying that she's doing worse to you than she did to me. Do you hate me that much, Digi? Is that how this is? I forget, is Cloud gonna be Jin Pool? Yes. Is that from Dark Souls? Praising the Sun? Yeah. I just got back from dinner with my life. I'm sorry for your loss, Cad. Hey, you want to buy me dinner too? It just, listen, it is what it is, chap. Cad will have the world's strongest Tlaloc. No, I won't. Leah will have the world's strongest Tlaloc. I'll just have all the coins that Leah wished she had. He's donating all his extra coins. I'm donating all my extra coins to my Grail printing. Yeah. Yeah, it's going in my 3D printer for Grails, chap. Praising the sun is actually a yoga pose? Oh, I believe it. Extreme cold, maybe it's scaring her away. That's true. I actually haven't, like, properly seen the sun since, like, Sunday. So maybe that's what's happening. Well, there it is. We got it. Another Tlaloc. Yeah, we're already in tax season, so I'm already working extra hours. I go into work and the sun is coming up. I get home, I get out of work and the sun is already setting. Feels bad, man. Oh, right, this is not JP. I actually wish it was JP at this point because it's cheaper on JP. You mentioned it was raining a lot. Yeah, no, like, not gonna lie, I have, like, the superior catalyst for Tlaloc right now. Like, whatever front, like, brought all the cold here to, like, the States is literally just, like, sitting on top of me and raining, and it's just been this way for, like, the past 3 days. You have a luchador mask? I do not. Getting close to hitting pity 3 times in a row. I mean, let's see. We got our last copy at 990 quartz. So it is what it is, chat. I feel like chat's not really trying on the song catalyst though. I feel like you guys can go harder than this. I tried Cotton Eye Joe. I don't think Cotton Eye Joe has anything to do with this. I requested Birdie stuff yesterday. Yeah, and I got a copy of her during one of those. Just saying. See, and then immediately you follow it up with More Shoes Paradise. What the heck is that? What the heck is that, Strom? See, this is why I get another Tlaloc. Chat, which do you think I'll get first? Kukulkan or another Tlaloc? Tlaloc for sure. Yeah. What do you think the over under is on this? Like literally, it can't happen a 26th time, right? Surely this time it's for real. You have to believe. Listen, no. There are two paths. You can choose to believe, or you have to give up all hope. I'm more on the latter right now. How many USOs you got in stock? I may have enough to purchase it. I still need the fourth copy. Cad's losing his sanity. It was lost long ago, unfortunately. Yeah, see, Bob understands. See, chat, sometimes you forget, I'm Florida Man. You've heard of Iron Man. Well, imagine Mr. Stark getting up to the podium and announcing his identity to the entire world. And that's me right now as I go, I am Florida Man. My sanity was gone long ago. I never had a sanity meter. The real question is Kuku before an Artoria. Ooh, that is a good question. I don't know. At this point, we haven't gotten spooked by an SSR. Like, the SSR rate's just been abysmal. It's not flow right, man? No, I can't rap. What are your powers? The ability to fuck anything up. At any time. In any way. Just never the way you expect. I am chaos incarnate. And gators, yes. I have the power to fuck. Yeah, I mean that's one way you could look at it if you choose to leave off everything else I said. That power is on full display right now. Yep. Literally, I have wild magic, chat, and I'm just being punished. I had a really good fireball crit, and now I'm getting absolutely just destroyed by the backlash. Has the power to smell a 55 plus and only community from 5 miles away. Oh, look, it's a K-scope, chat. Literally just random K-scope. Anyone want a K-scope in chat? You can have it, it's free. I have way too many, same. The art's pretty, it is. Like, some of those original craft essences were actually just really well done. Same thing with like Black Rail. Black Rail just looks amazing. When people complain about the 4-star rate, just show them these last two VODs. Listen, to be fair, like I said, when it comes to like multiple rate up 4 stars, they're absolutely right. The like having multiple 4 stars on rate up at the same time is so ass. But man, yeah, you ain't wrong. When Fireball is addressed to everyone in the room, yes. I could use one, sure, okay. Trade you a Kukulkan for it. Anyone want to make a trade? K-scope for Kuku? Is it new K-scope? Don't want old K-scope. Wait, you only want cope scope? You only want OK scope? Oh my god, it's another pretender. I'll give you a black grail for Kuku. Wait, I don't want a black grail. Not on my NA. I need it on my JP. That would imply I had a Kuku. I see. Can you 120 her now? Dude, I could have 120'd her like... I could have 120'd Tlaloc like... 20 Tlalocs ago? Oh my god, this video is my catalyst. I just got Kuku from one Saint Court's daily roll. Congratulations. Cat is not giving Kuku. He wants Kuku. Yeah, listen, chat. There's a point where sometimes you just gotta go and you gotta drag the servant out of the gacha kicking and screaming. It is what it is. Sometimes they're just really stubborn. When you can measure time in Tlalocs, you know it's fucked, pretty much. The Florida version of Dr. Facilier? Wait, what is that? I'm tempted to download FGONA. What part of this roll stream makes you want to download FGONA? It's fine. Get FGONA. Do it. 3 copies shy of 125 a pen Tlaloc with 0 bond. Yep. Haven't even used her in a node. "100% of people that stopped rolling at NP4 didn't get to NP5 then." That's right. It's that, like, if you give up too soon meme. Just casually siphoning RNG from your live streams. Apparently. Though, to be fair, people have always told me that I'm a good catalyst for them. So I guess when people roll alongside me, they usually have really good luck. It's me that's the problem. All right, once more. They'll never expect that I'll press that button again. Looks like no skip isn't doing you any good. Yeah, but if I skip it, I'll just be depressed faster. Why would I want that? At least I have some time to recover from my negative emotions. I spread them out more. Last time I rolled along with you, I had terrible luck, Lamau. Shh, don't say that. Gotta debate more people. CAD and 27 Tlalocs. Yeah, but I'm bigger than all of the Tlalocs. Maybe you can become the Tlaloc guy on Twitter. First of all, no, I don't think I can. Second of all, no, I don't think I want to do it on social media. Skip rolls are haunted with minerals. Yep. Like I said, skipping doesn't improve luck at all. It just accelerates the speed of the roll. And rolls are entertainment. One way or the other. How much Sank Quartz has CAD sunk so far for NP3? Well, now we're deeper than a singular copy of Made Alter. All right, once more into the abyss. So the pity is used up. There is no pity after the first one on today. Been over 1,000 Sankorts since the start of tonight's rolls. Yep. We are entering pain territory? I mean, it's been pain territory. I'm just gonna say, like, I don't really want to hear chat stories of like, oh, like so-and-so got fucked in the gacha for a while. Like, it's one thing if you guys suffered, but I don't want to hear like you guys telling me about like other people's suffering, because it's like, yeah, just use me as that story instead now. We're gonna need a special emote for this by the end. Yeah, Kuku with like spiralize. If you had to spare grails to do it and could only pick 1, 2, and 3-star servants, which one would you 120? Artoria. I would 120 Artoria. You need to start watching Birdie at lunch. I've seen all of Birdie the Mighty. Oh my god, Cad, did you hear about Cadroth? He rolled 32 Tlalocs. Yep, that is the like usual comment I get in my chat. You just used me instead this time. Now I expect that chat surely will go around to like every other stream and instead tell them about my suffering. It is what it is. You don't have to do that. Did you 120 Artoria Lily? No, but I have the coins to do it on JP. All right. Why am I doing this? Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yeah, I'm here to gamble once again. Is this where my tax money goes? No, because I'm an accountant, not an IRS agent. I don't work for the government. I work on your behalf to stop the government from taking your money. You have a Goku during a spirit bomb on screen for Kuku? Yeah, I mean, at this point, chat needs to give me their energy. We have to surpass, like, Kukulkan's power level. I need some Cad Gibbs in the chat. Cad would be scarier as an IRS agent? Oh, dude, I don't even want to think about myself as an IRS agent because I don't think I'd ever do that job. Cad Gift? I'm the one getting bombed right now. Unknown expense RNG? Yeah. Kuku is the government right now? Feels like it. Government of corn. More corn for the corn god. Cat Alter would take on the job. No, I'm pretty sure even Cat Alter wouldn't do that. I don't think there's any timeline in which I work for the IRS. I have too much self-respect. Is there corn in your house? I'm sure I have some corn in my freezer. And she can have all of it. And I have soy sauce. Cat Alter would take over the world to make someone else do it for him. That, probably. A massive circular rut in it by the end of the night? Yeah. Gonna be scorch marks from how much it's been spinning. All the friction. At least you haven't been spooked. I don't want to say anything because it'll just come back to bite me in the ass. But I think you can imagine at this point certain things about how I may or may not feel about the potential appearance of certain units of a certain rarity that may or may not be the rate up. If you catch my drift, chat. Some organized crime background, yeah. We have the best corn here. Oh, you probably do. I can't say I've ever been to Iowa. I've been a lot of places, but haven't really been too much in the Midwest. Not tempting fate while playing Fate, I'm aware. Listen, cursed. I want out of this field. Chat, make me a big content creator. Make me pop off. Make me famous so that I don't have to work tax season hours. I would 10 times rather be your like daily content creator. 10 times. Is going to come true? I mean, probably. Strong will and determination, because I would have started tapping 1,000 Saint Courts ago. I've always had a lot of willpower. You can ask literally anybody that knows me. Doesn't mean I don't have my doubts, but that's always been something that I've been really good with. Still don't have NP4 yet? Yep. Gotta be streaming 8 hours a day? Yeah, but I would enjoy the heck out of it. I would have a blast if that was my job. Because again, like, my favorite part of streaming is just like being able to like sit here and like entertain and talk with you guys. I love it. Like this is literally how I relax from work. Cat, if you build a cornfield in your backyard, will Kuku come? Well, I've been told if you build it, they will come, so yes. In disguises no one knows. I really want an alter ego spark. It'd be what it be. As a literal idle raid boss fight, peak MMO content. Idle raid boss fight. Must be something newer that I haven't played. Can we get a spark from bronze cards? No. Gacha aside, though. Oh yeah. No, it's like if anything, this is no longer relaxing. Have you eaten corn recently? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Like, probably not. Got to build a cornfield in your soul? Yes. Black Hole Sun feels like more of a Tez song? Yeah, I agree. Dawn Trail 8-man raid has the idol? I see. Because space, cornfield, aliens kind of linked. Perhaps. I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize it was to this extent. Lo, chat, and gaze upon my field and see that it is barren, for I have no corn left to give. "100% Cad beat up a Mexican today?" What? Listen, chat. Not that I want to, right? But that probably would have made for a more entertaining day than my work day, at least. Reality marble cornfield? Yes. Deploy the corn. I told you I'll get her before you if I downloaded an A. Did you get her before me? I mean, to be fair, if you skip roll too, like, yeah. It would be Cuban, right? Any good 5-star Cs, at least so far? We've gotten 2 Rising Mudrain copies out of this. I'm not sure how many I need for MLB. I think I maybe only had like 1 copy before this. Because it's just, that's a C that has not shown up very much. Have I had any SSR spooks? No. Only 3 SSRs. All Kuku. All we've really seen is talks. Yeah, in that regard, these roles are hecka boring, right? Like, they definitely could be more entertaining on that front, but... Boiled or grilled corn? You gotta grill that shit in some aluminum foil. Okay? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Been about, what, 2,000 quarts since Kuku showed up? Yep. When you're done, the foil makes a great hat or a boat. That's not grilling then, Cad. That's called a travesty. What? No. This is the cat extinction event? Yes. This is my 5th extinction. Who doesn't love candy? I mean, I'm sure I have candy in the house. Probably should have ordered Mexican food, though, tonight. I had chili, which is what it is. But again, it's cold, so the chili's good. Grilling corn and foil wrap is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad somebody understands. Hell, how's rolls going? He doesn't know, chat. Was the first extinction Lartoria rolls? Yes. Is catastrophic? It is catastrophic. All right, hold on. Hold on, chat. Surely reopening the app will like have some sort of like change to my RNG seed of death. Surely. Oh yes, new seed. Yeah, now all my progress on that seed is gone. We were so close. Surely it would have happened in the next multi. Surely. Whoops. Don't call me Shirley. Once more into the abyss. Send a support ticket. Hey, I didn't get second pity. I would like a refund. You got this, Cad? Well, at least it's a different seed. Last seed was better? What does that even mean? Not even Avenger Nito? I don't think you can get spooked by Avenger Nito yet, can you? Is her original banner done, chat? Did it finally finish? Although actually, no, I don't think it's I think it's still not available on this banner, if I remember correctly. Yes, you can get spooked by her. Oh, interesting. CAD single-handedly funding FGONA for a year now. Yeah, Albert can get a slightly better casting couch now. Try resetting the seed by rolling a multi on the story banner. Oh no, perish the thought. I would never do that. Do you need to finish LB7 for it to be in the pool? No. It's the same as the old seed. Thanks, Cad. You're welcome. Thought that was a feisty on. How deep are we? Oh god, we're over 3,000. Ah! Man, that under 300 crew was really optimistic, right? Maestro, thank you for the 68. Appreciate it, my dude. I see we have quite a bit of content tonight. Yes. Yes. Content. Suffering. I had hopes for a double. Hey, it could still happen. I could still get a double, right, chat? Has your credit card not called you at this point? No. I've been contacted by my bank before due to rolls, but shouldn't happen anymore. Fletcher, thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. Check, can we get some love for Fletcher? Since Kuku has no love for me. Not suffering if you enjoy it. I don't know that I enjoy this. What if you get a triple? I don't think I've ever had a triple. I've been really close to having a triple twice. Like where the last spin of the prior roll had an SSR and then I got a double. But I've never had a proper triple. And like, to be fair, getting an actual triple is just exceedingly rare. It has to turn around sometime. Ah, see, that is a logical fallacy. Because rolls are independent of each other, and there is no pity. So, no, it doesn't. It does not have to turn around. Ever. Oh, no. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, at least it's a first copy. I'm actually not like that upset about that, but like, fuck, dude, that was rainbow orbs. Oh, it took me a second, like when that went rainbow orbs and then it flipped the card around and showed Berserker. It took me a second for that to register in my brain, where it's like, wait, that's not the card I'm looking for. And then I was just like, oh. I'll be quiet now. See? I told you. I mean, technically that's better. That's technically better. The seed is technically improving. This game is playing with your sanity like a yo-yo. Always does. I'm either luck sack or this, chat. This is why, like, usually when people give me shit over, like, luck sacking a roll, I'm just like, nah, man. It's like, no, you don't get to give me shit. Wrong boat in 3K St. Court's Jesus Christ game. Yep, it happens. Hey, it wasn't Nightingale. That's true. It could have been worse. Let's look on the glass half full side, chat. It could always get worse. Very, very nice to meet you too, Galatea. Okay, so you know what you're doing to me. I was King Pygmalion's love hatred. I mean, it's fine. Let's both wield the chisel together until we gain true love. Okay, so she's telling me to keep going, chat. That's what she's saying. She's saying it's time to get to work. We got to roll up our sleeves and we got to try for more Kuku. We got to carve her out of the stone. She's stuck in the mountainside. I have a soft spot for Galatea. She spooked me 3 times and carried me through story. I don't think she's a bad unit. I actually think she's a really interesting character too. I like the whole entire reason I didn't roll for her originally is because she was permanent. And I figured somewhere in the future something like this would happen. Oh look, we got the new C again. See, chat, the secret to getting that craft essence only appears once you're already 2,000 quartz in. Aphrodite took pity on you. And maybe Aphrodite will take pity on me for Valentine's Day and get me laid. She's a survival Zerker, that's rare. Yeah. And she's got a nice kit. Her biggest issue was, again, like her deck. But they've largely fixed that with the upgrade that they gave her. We're hellbound. This is an appropriate song. We are walking on the sun. Act now, supplies are running out. 2 years to apply, and if you follow my name, tomorrow morning, the offer shut. You might as well be walking on the sun. Start a new Trojan War in Florida? Yes. Trojan man. I mean, what? Just show off your FGO account, you'll get laid that very same day. I don't know about that. Do women play FGO? I'm joking. There are women in this chat, so I know that's the case. But, like, literally... This is the perfect example of why not to whale on FGO. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let's be a cautionary tale to chat. This is also why rolling for NP6 is just really stupid. Hey, look how bad NP5 can treat you. All 7 of them are watching this stream, cat. No, there has to be more. I need to find me a hot blonde cosplayer girl. For reasons. Actually, I guess in theory that blonde part's optional. Is this relax? Oh no. I thought this was gonna turn into relax, go do it when you wanna go. Hi Tlaloc again. Yeah. My wife dyed her hair purple. Hey, if that floats your goat. Actually, right now, chat, we need to be looking for green-haired chicks. Zoolander, yes. Have you ever been to Vegas? I have. I've actually been like 3 or 4 times. I think it's 4. I think you might want a hot jade hair lady, not a hot blonde. Yes. I'm looking for a hot green-haired woman to mud wrestle me. Cat is getting to 150 before Leah. Oh, Jesus. Heard him chat. We need to look for Kiyohime. I mean, listen, there's plenty of that. This is the year of the snake. What did you do in Vegas? Well, what do you think I did in Vegas? It's a better question. Have enough Tlalix to build a Mexican restaurant that specializes in corn? Yes. Yeah, we did get one Heckenborker. 3,000, yes. Yes, we are over 3,000. LARP Fallout. Get sunburnt? I've been sunburnt in Vegas. I'm gonna say Nesbit needs to phrase that a little better. You rolled Gacha in Vegas. Technically true. In the hopes the catalyst passes through the internet to you? Yes, please. Coke off of a hot blonde. No, I've never done that. Buffets, gacha, show food, gacha, shows, gacha, gambling, and gacha. Yes, I did all of those things. Does Summer 4 count as going to Vegas? No. Did you go into the Sphere? The Sphere was not built when I went to Vegas. Actually, the Sphere's only been there for like less than 2 years, I think. Oh, okay, chat. Deeper. We're getting to the deep thoughts with deep level. Only if you're doing Summer 4 while in Vegas. Oh, true. Which hotel, if a hotel, did you stay in? I have stayed in the Luxor, the Paris. I feel like there was a third one. I feel like there was a third one, but I don't remember. Caesar? No, but I've visited the Caesar many times because of their forums with their shops. Why not take a break and go over the Gorgon buff? Because it won't help. I stayed in the Bellagio. The Bellagio is really nice. Bellagio or Cosmopolitan? No. It may. Is it the Wynn? Did I stay in the Wynn one of the times? I think it was the Wynn. If you get the fourth copy, just use USOs instead. Yeah. Got here. Did you get Kuku yet? Nope. Why am I getting a Spanx ad? I don't even know what that is. But it sounds naughty. If you get the fourth copy, would just use USOs instead. See, the interesting part there is that you said if. This is an appropriate catalyst, I hope. Winter's wise to my ways. How long time-wise is all this rolling taken out of curiosity? Well, this is day 2. So it's an undertaking. Aren't there actually 3 Saberfaces coming up? So we got Draco. Yeah, there's 3. Yeah, because we got Draco, we have like Morgan Summer, if you want to call her that, aka Ace, and we have Zerctoria. Probably like 4+ hours of rolls. Oh, we're definitely at 4+ hours. I started rolls here tonight at 8 o'clock. So it'd be what it be, chat. At least, like, so this is weird, right? I'm gonna say this and you're gonna be like, how? At least this is like relaxing. Like I just get to like sit here. Like, and I really do mean that after like a long day of work. Yeah, this sucks, but like it's not like I'm having to like do anything high energy. Relaxed or dead inside? Maybe a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. It's acceptance. Yep. Well, let's hope there won't be a day 3. I don't know. We're running out of time for that. You ready to summon Nasu's biggest fan along with Draco? Wait, Nasu's biggest fan. Oh, you mean Locusta? Yeah, it's really funny because people were joking that she literally just is Nasu's like analog in the game. So when do we get that pity update? Chat has informed me it's in about a year and a half. If you're not stressed about how much you're spending, I can see how it's relaxing. I'm not stressed about how much I'm spending, but I am wary of it. Like, this is definitely getting up there in terms of pain tolerance. Is this the worst luck you've had in this game? No, it's not. We still got a ways to go for that. You're just hoping for early, right? Plus, Adiplex takes pity auditing and gives it to us early. Yeah. No, but it's getting there. It is getting there. Is it top 3 at least? Yes. Yes, it is. I've seen gambler streamers gamble away literally like $800,000 USD live. Nearly 1 million gone. I mean, that just sounds stupid. And I say that as an actual like gacha streamer, right? That just sounds stupid. She's an expensive date? Yeah, she do be that way right now. Yeah, I really want them to give us the ability to like purchase packs off of the the mobile store. Number Avenger's number 2, yeah. No, this is past Number Avenger. No, this is literally my second worst rolls ever. Like in terms of total. Lartoria was the previous worst single, like rolling for NP1. And then Made Alter pass, or sorry, not Made Alter. Well, Made Alter did pass her for any copy. Nobu Venger passed Lartoria for my worst ever NP1. But realistically, like that first copy of Lartoria was really bad because it was like, I'm trying to remember the exact number here. I believe it was it 1950? 1950 for one Lartoria copy. And then the rest of the copies for Lartoria were just really easy. Really easy. Like, literally the next time I rolled Lartoria, I got a copy the very first spin. The very first spin of the very first multi. Wasn't Mount Nobu kind of worse than this, though? No, because I only rolled NP1 of Mount Nobu. Please make this a rolling video on your channel. Do people want to sit through, like, I don't know, at this point, I think it's like 5 or 6 hours worth of rolling. Like, unabbreviated. Yes. It is what it is. We can do that. Seeing Bob post that like paragraph like summary of my rolls at this point is like, it's like seeing someone come up with a tablet of the 10 Commandments. Wait, what's that card? Well, we did it, chat. We got NP4. We got NP4. So USO NP5? No, someone in chat already figured it out. I'm not going to use my USOs here. I know that sounds insane, chat. I know that sounds insane, but I'm not going to use my USOs. Why, Cad? Please be free. Listen, I have a plan for those USOs, okay? I just was curious as to whether or not I actually had 10 yet or not. Oh, double-sided. Are you a masochist? No, I really don't like pain. But apparently we're going deeper. Are you going to wait for a second banner? No. I could, but I'll have bigger rolls to do later this year. The sunshine. Oh my god. So what when did we get this copy? Was that 3272, Bob? 3302. Oh no. Fuck. This one took like 2300 Sankors. Yeah, so it's not the singular worst copy ever. Made Alter is still the worst, which is just freaking insane. But I am like, again, I'm happy it's not worse than Made Alter. But yeah, this is the singular worst for any copy, at least, like, well, sorry, it's the second worst for any singular copy that I've done. Made Alter, the fourth copy was 2700 quartz. The fourth copy here was what, 2400, chat said 2300, something like that. Yeah, because we got it like 990, 900, somewhere in there. I think it's 2300. Don't worry, they're independent of each other. I know. Yeah, there's nothing saying that the fifth copy can't be even worse. Green-haired stalker came. Yep. Yeah, chat, if you don't want ads, you can always sub. It's not like I couldn't use the money. At this point, it's not like I couldn't use the money. So watch those ads for me, chat. Felt that song would be appropriate if he's still rolling when it comes around. Look, that last song was at least a catalyst. Someone got it. Have Bezos subsidized with Prime. Activate Mega Bezos. Started at 1681 and basically doubled that to get that copy. Yeah, that copy was nasty. Not gonna lie. Like, that copy was just big oof. Was the song They're Coming to Take Me Away? What, the one that just played? That was the catalyst? Actually, it's the Age of Aquarius song, but I don't know if that's the actual name of the song. If you wait 30 minutes, you can get 33333. 333333333. No. Deeper. See, I was useful for once. Yeah, exactly. Aquarius Let the Sunshine. Yeah, that one has a dual name, doesn't it? Oh my god. Hi, K-Scope. I once saw somebody roll like 10,000 quartz in the like story in the story banner for the purpose of rolling K-scopes, and I thought at the time that that was really stupid. And now I think it really was stupid. Zero black grails. Yeah, that's true. We haven't gotten a black grail in all of this. Wrong version of K-scope again, Sag. What do you mean wrong version? I prefer this version. I'm saving 3,000 Sank quartz for Draco, and this is not inspiring confidence in my decision. Look, at least if like somehow, some way your 3,000 isn't enough, there will be a second banner. So, has the Gamba been resolved? I mean, certainly we have figured out the answer to the Gamba. I don't know if the mods have pressed the button or not. Remember that the guy quit FGO later after? I mean, yeah, there was a reason for that. Till the pity for every copy hits, you just got to save as much as you can. Yeah, pretty much is the way it is. Did you get a mud rain yesterday? We got a mud rain today, too. He still has the potential to get a double. Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that, but Bob is technically correct. The best type of correct. Gold orbs. Come on, foreigner. Ah! I'm gonna stop saying things because, yeah, I'm just literally cursing myself. Again! Now I realized how appropriately I pinged everyone. I did the Bucky meme from Marvel Rivals where whenever he ults and kills someone, he gets to do his ult again, and so he says again, and that's what I pinged everyone with when I went live because we were rolling again. But now I realize that the again was literally for every Tlaloc we've gotten. It's just again. Chat, how are the rolls going? Chat, tell this man. I don't have the energy to say. It's pinned. I'm not sure if it's pinned on the YouTube side. The one, yes, an appropriate CE for me. The one who withstood pain. God damn, dude. Pain Pecco indeed. Tomorrow's box cleanup stream is going to be fun. Oh no, I'll do it tonight before I go to bed. Usually it doesn't take me that long. The problem I have right now is I actually don't have like a fodder C to throw into, so I have to probably make like a 3-star temporary CE bomb. You've become a master in urban development. True. You're gonna need an obituary stream for the wallet. Yeah, I think sadly I have to say this, Kuku, but you not showing up is sacrificing my wallet. That's a Tlaloc curse, pretty much. Literally almost 100 Saint Courts per every Tlaloc copy. I mean, yeah, but that's like, that is the 4-star rate. Like, we're actually doing okay on 4-star rate. We're ahead of the game. You got to screenshot the cleanup. I'm scared for you. Screenshot it. It wouldn't fit in a screenshot. I would literally need to record it. When does the production or the prediction payout? It was only for NP4. No, as the mods have indicated, one of the Gamba options was for a double, which can still happen. My 316 tickets NP5 Kire. I mean, yeah, crap, that's basically like 900 courts, so still really good luck. Should we roll tomorrow? We'll see. Not per story abandon. How can I send you the Kuku that I rolled? You can't. I wish. How deep are we, Cad? How does one describe the depth of the Marianas Trench, chat? Absolute the deepest. Yeah, I think the appropriate description would be deep, dark fantasies. Is the Chernuna sitting at the bottom of Lost Belt 9? I don't know. This definitely feels like we're down in the pit. Christmas, thank you for the follow. Is it my Christmas time? Am I gonna get a present? Cat got lost somewhere in one of the underworlds? Bro, we're in like the 9th level of hell now. The mystic eyes of depth perception. Ask Draco for a lift out. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm just hoping that the Saberfaces this year treat me way better, right? Holy crap, 3,422? Well, I mean, now it's 3,452, but sure. You see, you just took all of your bad luck for the entire year, so from here on out, it's good luck? I'd like to believe that, but we still haven't gotten the 5th copy, so... What MP levels my Salter at? NP5. I guess you need a Zerctoria failsafe. See, now Maestro understands. Some of you are understanding why I didn't use the USOs. Some of you get it. Was pity at 990? No, we never hit pity. First copy, like the first 3 copies were pretty okay. They were like pretty much on average, even a little bit under. It was the 4th copy. That thing was a piece of shit. And you have like 300 USOs at this point, Mr. Streamerman? No, because I'm actually usually really good with spooks. Like part of that is luck based. The other part of that is just, again, I'm very smart with the banners I roll on. So like in order for me to get a USO, it has to actually be a spook most of the time. The one exception to that I've had recently was that banner on JP where we rolled because Artoria was the SSR, but we were actually going for the SR. And then I ended up with literally 2 extra copies of Artoria. But that's rare. Normally I don't do something like that. Does Better Pity come to NA about a year and a half from now? How much money have I spent these past 2 days? I'm not going to tell you that. He really doesn't build up USOs much. Yeah, I really don't. Like I said, I'm normally very smart about how I go about this sort of thing. Once more. USO fragments for SR copies beyond 5? They won't do that. You know how many of those I'd have? Fuck, Can, this is next level host? Yep. I mean, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I haven't heard of a fleecing like this in a long time. So, I'm not saying this is a good thing. It definitely isn't. I hate this. But the one silver lining I can say to this is this basically does remind the community a little bit like, hey, yeah, this shit can happen still. Because again, it's like not very common to encounter this level of like depth. So it'll be a thing much longer, thankfully. This could happen still for 4 stars, even on JP. No. No, it can't. Like, statistically speaking, the odds are extremely against anything like this happening for a 4-star. Like, can you get hosed by a 4-star rate up? Yes, absolutely. This deep, very unlikely. Extremely unlikely. How long ago was the 4th copy? When did we get the 4th copy, Bob? Was it like 3,300? Yeah, so we're like 180 quarts into this one. Okay, what's this? Ah. All right, I have to do it, chat. Ah. There we go. You have to gargle while you're doing it. Should have yelled Kuku. I probably should have, yeah. But it's something I do every time Lancelot Berserker appears, which thankfully is not too often, but what makes that special. Saber spook incoming. And I'm a little bit surprised it hasn't happened at this point, but I think she knows this is just pain. At least it's not Karna. Karna! PA secret tech revealed. Yep. Is this the worst NP5? Nope. Not even close. It's pretty bad, but not as worst. Yeah. That's... Well, welcome to my channel, chat. Hi, my name's Kadroth. I've been doing this for years. Never got spooked by Arturia once? That's wild. What do you mean, not even close? It's not even close. No wonder you still played the game after those Salter rolls. It sucked. I'll agree with that. That's okay. So, chat, you want me to put this into perspective for you? The Salter rolls were 4,700 quartz. 4,700. Okay. And if you think that's bad, I also spent 1,200 quartz there it is. There's NP5. It's done. Literally the last spin, too. Oh, thank God. I don't have to multi again. We are free. So, Chad, if you think the 4,700 for Made Alter was bad, and let's see, what's final tally for this, Bob? Is it 3,500? $3,542. Good God. Yeah. So again, if you think the 4,700 for Salter was bad, I spent 1,200 quartz rolling for Surfmo. I spent 2,800 quartz rolling for Caster Umu. There was something else in there. Like literally that summer, I ended up spending 8,000 quartz in the game. Oh yeah, Nito. Yeah, Nito. Yeah, Nito. You don't talk about that. You really did pull her out kicking and screaming right at the end of the roll? Pretty much. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. All right, chat. So two things. One, let me go show you the damage. And there's a Dobrynya and a Marie. And all of it just for these two. Sorry, these three. Wait, no. Wait. Hold on. Okay. That's so weird. Oh, so what I was sitting there thinking, like, why isn't showing any of the like the pips, like the stars filled in? But that was the ascension levels, is what it was showing. That's why I was like super confused for a second there, because I was like, wait, why are there only three? Yeah, okay. 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 Let's do something about this before anything undoes it. All right. Scared yourself there? I really did. I was like, and I knew enough to go like, okay, there's no way, right? Like there's no way that I like burned them, because every SSR is locked by default. But it was like enough that I was like, wait, this doesn't seem right. So let me go look at it, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a CE to do that for, but again, just to show you guys, let's see. You can go by like acquisition here. Any craft essences chat wants? Yeah, there was another rising mud rain. Then another, then another. So have at least those 3 now. Actually, let me see. Yeah, so I'm up to 3 Rising Mud Rains, I think. I'm just trying to see if there's like another one hiding here somewhere. Yeah, I think that's it for that. All right, chat. Let's talk about Gorgon's upgrade. So this is going to be a quick talk because again, we those roles.
This is a mix-it-up tutorial primarily. There's some other things I'll be talking about as well, but it's mainly mix-it-up.
Oh, this is some tutorial that just started playing by default.
YouTube startup guide, which is basically
There you go. That'll find it one way or the other. I literally like wasn't seeing what tab it was, so I was like, I'll just close literally everything. You got a good 5 minutes? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so Gorgon had an upgrade today, guys, and it's an interesting one. Basically, oh, hold on, let me get Avalon's numbers open. Basically, it's the upgrade to her second skill here. Again, Gorgon's had like some kit issues for a while. You guys can see they actually did upgrade her monstrous strength, right? Because she used to just have it for 1 turn, and that shit was just so ass. And they basically ended up giving her the 4 attacks, 2 turns, then critical star absorption for buster cards. They also gave her an NP interlude back when she originally just would restore 10% to the party's gauge and deal damage. Now it became like 15%, which honestly like is not actually that helpful if you ask me, but it is what it is. In fact, I honestly like they should have just made this like 20%, but guess they didn't want to like rock the boat. But essentially they come in and they basically go like, hey, you have this gut skill, and this gut skill is okay. Like there's nothing inherently bad or wrong about it. It does have a little bit of a long cooldown, but this is kind of par for the course for our older gut skills. They come in and they basically say, look, now we're going to give it a power mod against enemies that have any sort of immobility status. So again, stun, charm, pigify, sleep, any sort of card lock or attack lock. So you guys can see, like, boom, she just gets a nice 50% power mod to help her damage. Because honestly, Gorgon really didn't have that good of damage or that good of like repetition in terms of like being able to get back to an NP. So they kind of needed to do something about this. And I do like it. I do think this is a good upgrade. They basically give her both because they go, boom, here you go. Now she's got 30% charge. Now, in the grand scheme of things, that 15% charge that she has in the back end of her NP really just isn't going to do shit for her. It did allow her to 3-turn in the past, because if you could get any 10% charge, you could 3-turn after Oberon got added to the game. So in that regard, her having this was just like, it's fine. But there was nothing really special or useful about the 15%. So in the end, giving her this, giving her the 30% charge, now she's able to work with like Double Koyanskaya, Oberon, and you can have Gorgon in there. So like that is so much better for her from just a like 3-turning standpoint, from a general usability standpoint. This is just way better for Gorgon now due to this buff. I'm going to say this moves Gorgon out of the like, you can use her if you want, but you're kind of gimping yourself, to now she's an actual usable and useful unit, and she will be a solution to like problems and stuff, especially if you don't have like a more powerful like Space Ishtar or one of those other really strong AoE berserkers. Gorgon can be that for you now. I really like that. So again, I asked Avalon at least to get me some numbers here, and he did. I haven't had the chance to really look through them too, so we're gonna kind of react to this live here. So you can see this is Gorgon's old numbers, it looks like. This is going to be Koyanskaya, Oberon, and a level 100k scope, because that's the only way you were able to 3-turn. Again, it's double Oberon. So you can see damage numbers absolutely pathetic, like in the first wave. Second wave, pretty like mid. And then third wave's like, okay, this is okay, but there's a lot of things that are going to be able to outdamage that. I'm not really going to talk about the man niche because, again, it's just something that Koyan provides to literally everybody. But you can see Gorgon's new numbers. Now you can use cranking, just a single Oberon, double Koyanskaya setup. So it's definitely really nice. And you can see it does actually turn that NP1 number into a much more manageable number. This is basically more than a 50% increase in damage output just from this buff. So even though she got 50% power mod, chat, we're not even factoring that in here. This 50% increase is just literally the combination of a better composition for her. It's a better CE, it's a better set of supports for 3-turn buffs. So literally, you can already just see, boom, right there, turn 1, way more damage, okay? Turn 2, very minimal impact, but this is also due to kind of how double Oberon works a lot of the time. Double Oberon starts to kind of come online by the second wave. So you can see, same deal here, you're not really getting too much of a difference in power there. But literally, if it's similar in wave 2, holy crap, wave 3 just adds another 50k on top of that. And all of this is just from having a better composition. If we start to include the actual stun rate in there, wow, yeah, that is. You're just adding a 50% power mod on top of that. So I'm going to say don't expect to be able to use your power mod here very often, but this does mean certain things like using, say, instead of the Neo plug suit, maybe using original plug suit to secure that stun may be a good idea. So this is something to kind of keep in mind, and that will maybe impact NP numbers. But yes, this would allow you to like, hey, I'm going to stun that like really high health enemy on the final wave. Boom, there you go. Now I'm able to just get way more damage, way more power. So this is a really, really nice change for her. It's going to absolutely just make her more usable, more damaging, and again, just overall hitting harder for you. You can see Gorgon here. This is basically 2 times Koyan Sky of Light, Oberon, level 100 cranking, and OG plug. So there you go, right there. I literally, I got ahead of myself. But yeah, now you can use the OG plug in theory to secure the stun in a second wave. So again, looking at Gorgon's own kit here, right? She's got the monstrous strength. She's got the demonic mutation here, but she also has Mystic Eyes A. So she does have a pretty good shot at actually petrifying. I'm going to say, if anything, you actually probably want to flip-flop this. I would say use Gorgon stun in wave 2, use plug suit stun in wave 3. This depends, but the reason I'm going to say this is because Gorgon stun is basically 105% chance. Now, if a enemy has really high magic resistance, you can still resist this. Whereas the plug suit stun is an actual 500% chance. Nobody's resisting that unless they're immune. So this will work a lot better on like servants, even if they have magic resist. This might have a chance of failure against a servant. So this is why using this maybe in like turn 2 might be a better option. However, this is another interesting aspect because due to the nature of this skill, if you do have it Lord, you can pop this skill on turn 1 and 3 now in a Koyanskaya setup. So this is also something else. Do you actually care how much damage you're pumping out in wave 1? If you don't, then you're probably better off using the plug suit for wave 3 to secure it against a servant. If you do care about damage output in wave 1, then you probably do want to stagger because that will allow you to have a stun all 3 turns, allowing you to at least have, or at least a chance at having a stun all 3 turns, allowing you to have a lot more firepower there against a high health enemy. So again, food for thought that yes, this thing could change stuff. Again, now we actually get to look at Gorgon from the perspective of being able to double up these skills, whereas before she just never would have been able to because of the lack of access to Koyanskaya. And again, this is a 5-turn one right here for 4 attacks, 2 turns. So literally, you could choose to pop this on turn 1, but it's due to its 5-turn nature, it may actually be better to wait, hold it on turn 2, and then pop it again on turn 3 due to using the Koyanskaya charge skills. So again, this would get you kind of the most bang for your buck, as you would at least have the firepower there. But you might be able to pop it on turns 1 and 2. Just keep in mind, due to the 2-turn nature of it, that this first one will fall off. So it depends on the node. Maybe you have a really weird structured 90++ node, might shift some stuff for you, and you may want to like push damage earlier in your node. But again, it just depends on the actual like structure of the node. But yeah, it's really, really a solid buff for her. It's exactly what she needed in the sense that it literally covers both damage output and a better composition. And again, I don't really feel like this actually threatens most of the higher level Avengers at this point. So what does this do? This literally just brings Gorgon online. This makes her usable in in-game content, whereas before, I'm sorry, she really just was not that usable for that stuff. So this is really, really nice. I do really, really like this. So again, Gorgon fans can rejoice, as this is exactly what this unit needed in terms of actual firepower. You can do it on turns 2 and 3 with the cooldown append, can't you? I mean, 5-turn can be done literally on back-to-back turns anyways, without the append. But for something like this, yeah. If that's what you're saying, like if you get a 5th append, can you do this on like turns 2 and 3? Yes, absolutely. That would be something that could be done. And again, it's up to you. Just keep in mind the oddity of doing something like that is going to be the charge skill here. Usually with a 30% charger, you need to pop that on turn 1 and turn 3 in order for that to work with like Oberon on the back end and then like the maxed out append. So you're probably going to need at least the mana loading like coins for her in that regard, which again, Gorgon being who she is, you're not going to have a lot of coins flying around for her. So that will be one of the issues that you'll have. But yeah, I do really, really like this buff. I think this buff is very strong. And again, for the Gorgon enthusiast, this is absolutely what she requires. Would still be nice to see the stun being AoE eventually. I mean, I'm okay with it, right? Because like usually most nodes just have like that annoying high health enemy in one of the waves rather than like the entire wave being high health. We do see that though some in the 90++ and higher type of content. But yeah, I'm okay with it for now. We can examine stuff like that down the line. And frankly speaking, her being a 4-star, you know what? No, don't give her the AoE stun. Leave that for like a 5-star that would have a similar effect, right? Like, to me, this just absolutely puts her in a much better state. So I feel like, yeah, she doesn't necessarily have to beat the 5-stars. She just has to at least be able to be like competitive, be in the mix, be in the same room as the 5-stars. And it feels like she is now. Compared to before, she was not. January is almost over, isn't it? Yes, thank God. Okay, chat, that is going to be it for me tonight. Let me see who all is on, because I have no idea. Chat. I'm not really seeing much of anything. Also, what? Oh, Jesus. Something on Steam just started playing. What the heck is my computer doing? Anyways, I'm not really seeing anyone on. We'll go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys to everybody that waited through all of those rolls. I know they were long. I know it was a lot of suffering. But again, I view it as just take this as a cautionary tale. Remember, this can happen to any of you. It can absolutely, it's a problem, right? Like, this is one of the issues with the game. But again, I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys at least enjoyed the stream and the rolls, regardless of the outcome. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Finally, we will be able to get to some more 7.2. So hopefully we can finally progress onward. Again, it's Saberface only, so it's going to be a challenge. I'll definitely love to see you guys there for that, though. Again, if you haven't already, go check out the new video that we have on YouTube as well. And join the Discord if you guys haven't. We're always happy to have you, especially if you guys have questions about the game or are just struggling trying to get through the story. We always have people that can help you and answer questions. So, again, thank you guys for being here. Have a good evening. And if you plan to roll still, may the courts be with you.